Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of the Nigerian Football Weekly Podcast. I'm your host, Ola Aina. Thanks to everybody joining. Shout out to you, Afriyu, for your comment and joining first. I hope everybody's enjoyed all the Champions League footballs. We've returned back to club football and enjoyed all the games that we've had to preview. First of all, housekeeping. I just want to say a big thank you for the past week again. It's been an absolutely incredible week of, I guess you could say, bringing news to everybody. I must say that there's serious Zadok Yohanna fever in the world. Like, I didn't even expect people to be so interested in such a talent. You can tell Nigerians are starving for good news because, man, 60,000 views on TikTok for Yohanna, 30,000 on Instagram. I'm like, whoa. The people really need some good news when it comes to Nigerian football. And thankfully, Zadok Yohanna looks like he's going to provide that for us. Also, because of how excited everybody in Sweden is about him, I've already got the contact details of the press officer for his club, AIK, and he told me to send him an email. So I'm trying to see if I could get myself down there to watch a game, cover him, and who knows, maybe even interview him. But I just want to say a big thank you for all the love and all the support. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe any content that you see from us. Of course, today's the weekend preview show where we're going to be going through the European football review. Of course, we had the solitary Super Eagles still in the tournament, which is Ademola Lookman. And we must say yesterday was a great result for Adebobo. So we'll be getting into that. Also, we will be touching on the current Europa League quarterfinals going on. Porto have just kicked off their game against Nottingham Forest. The good news is Terem Moffi and Zaidu Sanusi are both starting. But for some strange reason, I have not yet seen Ola Aina, so I think Ola Aina is starting the match on the bench. But good to see Moffi and Sanusi both starting, so we'll see how the game goes in that tie. And then we know Christantus Uche is not in the Conference League squad for Crystal Palace, but we'll still touch on it anyway. So after that, of course, I know people have been in my mentions over the past 2 months about Arthur Okonkwo. Finally, he has had his switch to Nigeria approved. So now Arthur Okonkwo is officially a Nigerian by FIFA's definition of nationality. So no need to worry again. We'll touch on that and what that means for the Super Eagles going forward. As usual, we'll then review the Premier League. Preview the Premier League. God knows how long we've been starving of Premier League football, guys. It's been, 3 weeks since the last game? Terem Moffi just missed the one-on-one, by the way. Great save by Matt Sells, but he should be doing better. But as I was saying, we've had 3 weeks of no Premier League football. So I'm sure everybody's starving. Like, bro, I'm so excited. Like, I had to bring out the Arsenal trackie because, man, it's all war now. So Barclays resumes. And if you play FPL, remember, there is a Premier League match tomorrow, Friday, 8 p.m. Do your team on time, and we have football to watch from Friday. So I'll be touching on that and then the other Premier League games, especially, obviously, Arsenal are playing Bournemouth, Chelsea play Man City. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interest in that and just seeing how that game goes. After that, as usual, I have 5 picks outside the Premier League involving Nigerian players. We're going to touch on Nathan Tella's Leverkusen playing against Borussia Dortmund away. Maduka Okoye goes to San Siro, so we're going to touch on that. Ademola Lookman's Atletico Madrid actually go to play Sevilla over the weekend before the second leg against Barcelona. So we'll be touching on Ejuke Adams versus Lookman, and then we'll touch on Trabzonspor's next match as they continue to fight for the league title in Turkey. And of course, especially for this week, in light of all the Zadok Yohanna hype, I will be previewing his game on Monday, which will be the second game of the season for Ike. And yeah, getting into it. And then we'll do the ones to watch as usual and then get the community to join in and get your thoughts. Any other housekeeping I'm forgetting? Like, share, subscribe. You can see all our social media handles below. Everything's there. We're on the road to 20K. Thank you guys. We're almost at 12,000 now. So I appreciate all the support. Feel free to join as a member today. I'm no longer going to do the members-only live streams for now because only Jackson joins. So, like, spending 1 hour every Wednesday to talk to one person, I might as well wait till maybe the membership grows and then we find another perk for our members only, maybe through a community on WhatsApp. But I will confirm that once that is figured out. But anyway, without any more talking, let's get into it. I'll try to be concise today so we could get a lot of the community to talk and go through the comments. But shout out to everybody on here. And once again, thank you. Alrighty. So Midweek football. Champions League football is back, as we all know. Yes, I will touch on the Nigerian player in particular, but we all know how the games went. On Tuesday, we saw an exceptional exhibition of football between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. I mean, both teams had 20 shots in the match. Bayern Munich probably could have ended up winning the game 4-1, 3-1. You have to say Michael Olise was amazing. Every time I watch him play, I still can't believe he was willing and ready to play for Nigeria. And this I know it only took me 5 minutes, but this our incompetent. You already know what I'm talking about. The Reds go and put him on a standby list in 2021 without even contacting him. But he could have easily played for Nigeria, but it's a shame. So Bayern Munich, of course, got a 2-1 win. And you have to say that they're probably in the driving seat. They had a lot more opportunities to win the game and end the tie. And even as an Arsenal fan, I have to say that playing that Bayern Munich team, it's going to be a tough one. But if you get to the final, it's a one-off at the end of the day. And one thing I'll say is when you look at all the so-called best teams in Europe this season, everybody rates their attack more than the defense. PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, even Atletico Madrid this season, their attack has been far better than the defense, except for Arsenal. We're the only ones that our attack is a bit like timid. It's like our attack has baby fingers and then we're strong at the bottom. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. But Bayern Munich were exceptional, I have to say. Obviously, on Tuesday, we also saw Arsenal play Sporting Lisbon. Shout out to my enemy. Shout out to you, the United fan. Shout out to you, Charles. Always good to see you, my brother. I'm going to go through the comments. Wale Fatobi, thank you. Those incompetents, Gusau and Co. Even if we say it was pinning that time, incompetence all around, But of course, I can see United fan and all our ops who hate watching the match on Tuesday, thinking that Arsenal were going to draw away to Sporting Lisbon and have no wins in 3 games. And then the whole of England is going to go into overdrive because Arsenal at the moment is like we sell the most papers. So everybody's always talking about Arsenal. And you could see everybody was so excited. Arsenal don't win for the 3rd straight game. And then right at the death, Kai Havertz, my shooter. Oh, I'm one of those Arsenal fans. I absolutely love Kai Havertz, man. Like, even in my Arsenal group chats, I'll be fine for my life when I see Kai Havertz slander. So, honestly, for once, Martinelli broke out of the Arteta, cyborg, very fixed way of playing in the last minute of the game, broke through the lines. And look at Martinelli's assist for Havertz. And then this is why I like Havertz compared to Gyökeres. Gyökeres can be the bully guy scoring against small teams. But you see where he needs someone with a good touch. He's been on the big stage. He's won the Champions League before. And look at the way he just took the ball down and slotted it in with his left foot. Oh, Kai Havertz, you always be great. Thank you so much. Let's win your 2nd Champions League title and get you your 1st Premier League title as soon as possible. So obviously we're feeling very, very good. I have to shout out David Raya. What is the Spain manager playing at? How is Unai Simon at Athletic Bilbao starting over David Raya? Yes, I understand he won you the Euros the last time, and for the sake of continuity, you need to keep it. But Spain, why are they so stubborn? Do you remember when De Gea was the best keeper in the world for 2-3 years, and they kept starting Casillas? It's like, brother, I don't care if Unai Simon has not let you down. You cannot put David Raya on the bench. He's already one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You could even argue he's been the best goalkeeper in football this season. I'm sure there's other candidates. And then he'll go to the World Cup and sit down on the bench while an Athletic Bilbao goalkeeper is in the goal. I know it's Spain, so it won't affect them as much. But come on, bro. Please, get David Raya starting for you in the World Cup. Thank you very much. So that was Tuesday. And, of course, yesterday, first of all, let me touch on PSG Liverpool. We all know how the game went. 2-0. I must say, Kvaratskhelia, I will always ask. Arteta, last January when we needed a left winger, why did you avoid Kvaratskhelia? We all knew how good he is. We all knew he has that ability to play off the cuff. He was not in an academy, so that mechanical football has not yet been drilled into him. And you can see by his touch and how good his dribbling ability is, And I must say, PSG, they're peaking at the right time yet again, like they did last season. Liverpool did not offer too much, you have to say. Desiree Doué scored. Yes, it took a deflection, but you could say PSG were coasting. Look at that chance Nuno Mendes had at the end of the match where he could have even scored. And he didn't even put the ball in the net. So Liverpool live to fight another day. I guess they'll talk about Anfield and the atmosphere and what it could do. But you have to say that when you have your manager not giving Mo Salah a single minute in a Champions League match, he is literally setting himself up to that for failure. I have never seen a manager win a Premier League. They turn on him so quickly. And to be fair to him, the guy doesn't help himself. I know Dutch people are not the best in terms of having a personality or being personable. Everything's always direct and straight to the point. But brother, I'm sure there's Dutch comedians. Learn how to say things the right way because you're going to lose your job, Mr. Slot. And I just think the tie's probably over, to be honest. And we'll see PSG probably. PSG may even win at Anfield, to be honest. That's how good they look. But most importantly for Nigeria Football Weekly, as usual, Ademola Lookman was in action yesterday, starting after being rested over the weekend when they lost to Barcelona at the Wanda Metropolitano by 2-1. But you can understand that because of how the league positions are going. Atletico cannot win the La Liga title. They're literally battling with Villarreal to make the Champions League spots. So for them to then show up at the Camp Nou yesterday and win 2-0, now you have to admit it was a very lucky smash and grab. A part of me almost wants to feel bad for Barcelona, but never. I will never forgive the wickedness of your past. Whether it's Thierry Henry, Fabregas, Vermaelen, Alexander Hleb, Alexander Song, when they gave Van Persie a red card in 2011, when we were beating you bums at Camp Nou with 30 minutes to go, and then you ended up beating us because the referee, UEFA Lona, gave us a red card, and they ended up beating Man United in the final. I do not forget. I do not forget. All those times Messi will be scoring 4 goals against us with Abu Dhabi in the team. Barcelona, I would always be there for your downfall. I'm telling you. Then you now create like 10 different economic levers trying to swindle the whole of football. And you still want to eat your cake and have it. Nah, I'll always be there for you guys. Even when I went to Barcelona in 2017 to watch a game at Camp Nou, I heard about the atmosphere. But that shit was like a big empty bowl. Empty and silent. Thank God I still saw a Messi and Neymar goal that day. But Barcelona, I will always be there for your downfall, I'm telling you. So, whether you like it or not, you have to say it was a bit unfortunate because prior to Pau Kubassi's red card, Barcelona were in the driving seat. You even saw Thierry Henry's anger at the way Rashford smashes a ball because the amount of times Yamal played him in and he just took like the wrong shot. He's always trying to smash the ball. Brother, learn how to cushion the ball, brother. You know? So, very unlucky for them, you have to say. The first time I saw it, let's go make a meaningful attack. Obviously, Pau Kubassi was very unlucky because it didn't look like he was trying to make the tackle, but at the end of the day, he still pulled Giuliano Simeone down. And I love the fact in football. How many times do you see a team foul a player through on goal outside the box? And they think they're going to get away with it because of it, we'll take the red card, we'll play with 10 men, and at least we didn't give away a penalty. But how sweet is it to watch that kind of double jeopardy? Where after Kubasi gets the yellow card, the red card, Alvarez stands behind that free kick from the right side. He's not even a left footer that you could say the angle favors him. And Alvarez just smashes one of the best free kicks I've seen this season straight into the top corner just before halftime. And you can feel like the whole Camp Nou silence just drop. And you know what makes it sweeter? We all know Barcelona, Julian Alvarez is the striker they covered the most, that they want to replace Lewandowski, even though they're broke boys. So it was so sweet to watch the free kick. Nah, it was so good. Immediately after the second half, obviously, they brought on Araujo. We then saw Rashford smack a free kick against the crossbar. But more importantly, it was all Barcelona, even with 10 men. But football is so funny. They took Lookman off. They took Koke off. They brought on Alex Baena and their top goal scorer in the Champions League this season, Alexander Solov. And the first attack Atletico Madrid have in the second half. Look at a fantastic cross. And what does Solov do? Just guides the ball straight to the net. 2-0, game over. And just like that, Atletico Madrid have won at the Camp Nou. I think I heard it was their first win in such a long time, you know, at Camp Nou. So they were like, Barca, you could take the league title, don't worry. But now we're the captains of this ship. And you have to admit that Atletico Madrid are in a fantastic position to make it to the semifinals, which from a Nigerian perspective, I have to say, would be good to see Lookman remain in the tournament. This is what I mean about us getting to a level where our national team is revered. The truth of the matter is, if you look at Brazil, Argentina, France, England, Spain, even Italy that are out, Portugal, they all have at least minimum 5 or 6 players still left from these 8 clubs in the Champions League. We can do the maths, but I'll be here for 4 hours. Nigeria, we need more than one player in the final stages of the Champions Leagues. I've been doing this for at least 5-6 years, and I'm telling you, the amount of times we go to the latter stages of UEFA competitions, we have a lot of Nigerians who always remain in the Europa League and the Conference League. But as part of this ecosystem we're talking about, yes, we know we'll be on Azamen's head about what we need to do in Nigeria and the CAF Champions League. But we need more players playing in these top games. Lookman should not be the only one in the semi-final, but we'll take it. This is why VO9, now beg, they beg, please. Look at Galatasaray without you. Please. You only have one career. Do the needful. Move to a club that can actually win the Champions League, my brother. Your career it may be over in 4 or 5 years. It's very short. So a word is enough for the wise. But shout out to Lookman. They're in a great position. But I must caveat that if there's one team that could come back and win, it is Barcelona. They've scored over 130 goals in all competitions this season for a reason. Or just under, I think 127, you know. So when you think about the attack, they will still give Atletico a tough time. But we saw the Copa del Rey first leg when Atletico smashed Barcelona 3-0. And thanks to you guys, I got to cover the Atletico Champions League match against Club Brugge. Guys, it's one of the best atmospheres I've been in. Yes, I haven't been to Galatasaray yet to judge, even though we're annoyed at Morocco. Morocco is the best atmosphere I've ever seen in that semi-final, understandably. But my word, when I was in that Atletico Stadium, it was rocking. And they were playing Club Brugge. So imagine what that's going to be like against Barcelona. It's going to be a conundrum of noise, you know. So we're very excited. And the good news is we don't have to wait too long. That match will be in 5 days. Oh, my God, I've been talking so much. I look to my left. It's 1-1. Porto and Nottingham Forest. I didn't even see who scored. Was it Moffi? Interesting. So anyway, shout out to Ademola Lookman. We'll, of course, preview the second leg when we do the live stream on Monday. Also, let's see what happens in the other ties, but you have to admit that Madrid Bayern is still alive. I'll give that one. I think all the ties are still alive if you don't take time. But it looks like the 4 teams that won their first legs on Tuesday and Wednesday are probably in the driving seats to make it to the next round. So shout out to them. As I said, Europa League, Sanusi and Co are playing. I totally missed the goal scorers. Forgive me, guys. You know, it's a skill to try and learn how to talk and keep your still be aware of information going on around. Look at comments, all of that. Okay, it was not Moffi, William Gomez. But it's been off Porto, four shots on target. Nottingham Forest's goal was even a on goal. I can't believe they put a line on the bench. Maybe they're focused more on relegation survival, which makes sense. Because when you look at some of these players playing, okay, Gibbs White is here. Okay. But is Elliot Anderson on the bench? Elliot Anderson is not even in the squad. Maybe he's got a suspension. But anyway, it's 1-1 in that match, so we'll see how the game goes. Other games going on right now. Bologna are playing Aston Villa. So no real worries there. Aston Villa are likely to qualify as one of the top teams in the Champions League. But we know Unai Emery is the king of the Europa League. So let's see what he could do with Aston Villa in the competition. Also, Freiburg are playing Celta Vigo. And then yesterday we saw Betis and Braga draw 1-1 ahead of the second leg. So we'll keep seeing how our boys perform. I really want Moffi to ginger, man. Like, you guys know the way I feel about Moffi. Him and FDB. I have so much faith in them. Okay, Moffi, give it. Oh, anyway, we'll see how it goes. At the Conference League, earlier today, Rayo Vallecano beat AEK Athens 3-0. First leg, of course, the Spanish team are always going to do that. Crystal Palace are playing Fiorentina right now. Of course, you know Uche is not in the squad, so he's not going to play. Thanks for that, Adeola. Adeola, ball knowledge, man. Always, I love it. Mainz will play Strasbourg. So they're playing that game now. That should be an interesting one. Maybe you Chelsea fans, you can watch Blue Co. Since Europa Conference League is your specialty. You know, Chelsea won it last year. Maybe Strasbourg will win it this year. Let's see. And then Shakhtar Donetsk are playing AZ Alkmaar. Forgive me on the Shakhtar Donetsk one. They have a Nigerian player playing for them, Prosper Oba. He's someone I've been hearing about a lot recently, and I wanted to make sure that we touch on it. But forgive me for the oversight. I just want to check if he is playing. Prosper Oba. Okay, he's on a new sub at the moment, so he's on the bench. So we've also got Prosper Oba, so we'll see how his game gets on for that one. But yeah, that's it in terms of midweek European football. Obviously, we'll keep an eye out on how Moffi and Co get on. But good to see we still have a sprinkling of a few Nigerian players. But like I said earlier, I want to see our players making deep runs. Yes, we've seen a few in the Europa League. Chukwueze, I think the first season I ran this podcast, has won one. Lookman, of course, we remember. We even had a year where Joaribo scored in the Europa League final against Eintracht Frankfurt, which was Oliver Glasner's team. So Europa League, I'm satisfied. And Conference League only started last year, or no, in the last 3 years, forgive me. And we know we have Adarabayo, who we don't claim, but it's the Champions League that we really want to see our boys step up. So let's see what happens, and then we take it from there. So shout out to the gang. Okay, before I move over to Arthur Okonkwo, let me go through the comments. Shout out to everybody, shout out to everybody, shout out to everybody for joining. Shout out to United fans, shout out to Charles. Charles says Olise would have been perfect in Eric Shell's formation. Honestly, man, let's not even think about it, guys. It would just make us angry. The United fan said that let's call my underdogs. If they beat Barcelona, they could easily go to the final. I totally agree. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid is a 50-50 tie if we play in the semi-final. Even though we beat them 3-0 at the Emirates at the start of the season. You know, you can never, ever underrate any of these teams. United fans say you want to haram your way to trophies. No, is that not what Atletico Madrid did? Bro, you see the hypocrisy of my Nigerian fans, especially when they want to dig Arsenal. You watch Atletico haram ball, it's making you excited. Arsenal do it now. You're upset. My bro, better get your popcorn ready. Bro, I'm just telling you right now, if Arsenal beat Bournemouth on Saturday, take it from me. In fact, screenshot this segment, take it to the bank. As long as Arsenal beat Bournemouth on Saturday, in 2 days' time, early kickoff, I will be at the stadium. All of you Arsenal enemies and ops, just start preparing yourselves for living in a world where all the banter is gone. Because I do not give two shits if we don't have a Champions League. As long as I hold that Premier League trophy, I see it with my eyes. I go to the parade. After 22 years, I was 11 when we last won it. I'm 33 now. So you triple my age. Guys, you will not hear the end of us Arsenal fans. I promise you. London is going to shake. In fact, I trust our worldwide fan base do the work for us globally. But it's London. London will never be the same. So start preparing yourselves. It's been all right getting the banter in. It will be like the early 2000s when Chelsea fans were silent because you don't want a league title in 40 years. Thank God for Abramovich gave you 5 out of the 6 league titles you have in your entire history. So that's why they say small yash, they shake, you know. But don't worry, every dog has his day. And let me tell you something, especially anyone younger than me. This Arsenal reign, if it clicks, it's just getting started. Word to Rihanna. So buckle up. I can even see Arteta doing away with Harambo. People forget that it's the same Arsenal that was playing sexy attacking football 3 seasons ago. And 2 years ago, we literally almost reached our magnum opus, when we scored over 90 goals in the Prem, got 89 points, used to dumpy team 6-0 away, 5-0 away. All of a sudden now, they make it seem like Arsenal cannot even attack. Don't worry now. I trust my manager. We're going to be ruthless in the summer. So Arsenal enemies, get ready, all of you. Prepare yourself. And God help you if Arsenal mistakenly make it to the Champions League final and win. You think Barca of FA Cup and Carabao Cup is going to hit like that? Just prepare yourselves, I'm telling you. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Jackson, my bro, man. Good to see you, brother. LV, shout out to LV, man. LV, man, LV, we even they chat normally about ball all the time on WhatsApp and stuff. So that's my guy. Very, very passionate about Super Eagles as well and watches everything. Shout out to you. Adeola, okay, this one we can agree on. Count me in on Barcelona's downfall always. I love that. Even in my sleep, I am like you. Adeola, just clarify this for me. I'm worried about Zilo. Who's Zilo? Zlo. Just clarify that one for me, Adeola. Shout out to you always, man. Barca downfall. I have front seat. Shout out to Sam. Yes, my guy. Me too. I will always be there. Okay, you mean Lookman? Adeola says, I'm worried about Lookman. Simeone is not managing his potential well. He was an LB. I understand Adeola, but you have to admit, playing Barcelona away is probably one of, if not the most difficult tie that Atletico Madrid would have played this season. So they had to be defensive, and you could tell by their approach anyway. I wouldn't judge it too much. Like when you look at the goals they scored, like I said, smash and grab. I don't remember that many more opportunities apart from the 2 goals they scored. Let's see what happens over the weekend in the second leg, because at the end of the day, we can all complain, but whether you like it or not, Lookman is on track to potentially win the Champions League and win the Copa del Rey in his first 6 months at Atletico. So in my opinion, we have to give Simeone his dues. He's been there 14, how many years? 13 years at least. So it is what it is. I think it's too early to judge. And we must not forget how many goals and assists Lookman already has. I think he has at least, is he up to 10? Up to 10 goal contributions. So I understand what you mean, Adeola. I don't want to make it seem like I don't. Because you can see, like, over the weekend, he was on the bench. Today, they took him off after 60 minutes. So you could worry about his importance to the team. But I don't think we've reached that point yet where we need to worry for him, to be honest. Like, at the end of the day, if we objectively look at the stats, he's played 15 matches, not started all of them. And he's got 5 goals and 4 assists. 9 GA in 15 games. My brother, this is basically Saka's range for this season. Do you get what I'm saying? For context, Bukayo, please go and rise. Please go and rise. 300,000 a week. We expect better performances. So I get your point, Adeola, but let's just give it time as it goes. What other comments? NFF protest songs are here, my people. Shout out to you, my bro. I got the email for sure from Wale. Shout out to Wale. And I've listened to the Gusama's Go song and I like it. Shout out to you, brother. Nelzy on there, my brother. Thank you so much for the live chat. I mean, the super chat. I appreciate you always, my brother. On there, Samuel, there was what this me and Samuel and were in boarding school in Faith Academy together in GS1 to SS3. So he was a Chelsea fan. I was an Arsenal fan. So if anyone ever doubts my Arsenal credentials, ask him. Arsenal literally last won the Champions League when we met in first year of boarding school. When we were 11 years old, when we used to play like techno and all those, you know, when you're in boarding school in Nigeria, there's no electronics. So shout out Nelzy. Always a pleasure. My fellow Philadelphia Eagle fan. I appreciate you, brother. Guys, please listen to him. Get the likes up. I haven't even checked the likes for today. Please, guys, please. Much appreciated always. How many likes have we got so far? Forgive me, trying to check. 12, just 12. Jesus Christ. Come on, guys. There's 39 people on here. Get those likes up, please. I am begging you in the name of Jesus. I forgot to put my poll and I forgot to put the super chat to go, but I appreciate everybody and thank you so much for the love. Shout out to you, Nelzy. Irene Day, Mano, shout out to you always. He says, I think Ademola's role will be well defined when Griezmann leaves. That is an excellent point, Irene Day. Emmanuel, that is an excellent point. We know Griezmann is gone, so we'll see how they rejig their attack. I also think Alex Iwobi will have a lot more of a prominent role next year. So let's see how that goes. Thanks, clarifying Adeola about Elliot. Lord, Manolo said it's still blue coat out. Lord, where you guys were celebrating that you're world champions, I don't remember hearing all this. They tell you guys to investment portfolio. You were making it seem like you guys are very competent. So don't worry, we're going to be here for your tears. I promise you. Chelsea fans, this London? Why Charles says, why does Super Falcons don't have a match? Bro, Charles, I'm sure you guys also watched my clip on the NFF and what they did to Super Falcons. One thing I will also say, I don't think Nigerians care enough about the Super Falcons. I put out the video about Super Falcons incompetence. I think it may have only just got 1,000 views now on YouTube, maybe less than 800. But the one about Zadok Yohanna, you already know. Look at, even on TikTok, Zadok Yohanna has 60,000 views. The one about NFF incompetent Super Falcons, just over 1,000 on TikTok. So even in terms of interest of the people, you have to admit that something, I don't know if it's like the psychic of Nigeria, where even though people like to pretend, a lot of places in Nigeria treat women as second-class citizens, whether that is ability to rent houses or do certain things, or if your husband is not there, you're not giving certain things. And I don't know why we pretend and lie. Nigeria is not an equal society. And sometimes it feels like it, but Nigeria is not an equal society. They don't treat women with the same respect they give men. And when I find men frothing at the mouth trying to complain about feminists, I feel like slapping their face. Like, what the hell are you doing? You have privilege, especially if you live abroad and you know what it's like when you understand race relations. So I'm trying to explain that I believe that there's something in the psychic of Nigerians as a whole. Look, NFF is a reflection of our society. We don't care enough about our women. Yes, a lot of people like women, or they like the way they look, or you go to the club, spend, but a lot of it's transactional. What do you know about the essence of a woman? Understanding their feelings, understanding their emotions, treating them with the same respect you will give to a man. And for the NFF and those, let me use the right words, all those so-called chiefs, to sit down and twiddle their thumbs when there is no game for the Super Falcons, the champions of Africa, to prosecute in an entire international window, when they're supposed to be trying to defend their WAFCON title in literally 3 months' time and also double up as World Cup qualifying. Guys, this is the equivalent of, imagine this AFCON that just passed when Eric Shell was making us look so good. Imagine if it was World Cup qualifiers. We'll be at the World Cup now. So just to let you know the kind of pressure under these women, and they can't even set friendlies for them. I need you guys to understand how sick these NFF people are. And they didn't even create any friendlies. They just left it like that. Oh, nobody will complain. Super Falcons captain Ajibade is having to come out to complain about the incompetence and the treatment. Can you imagine how shameful this is, guys? Like, I don't understand, man. I don't get it. And everyone's twiddling their thumbs. There's not enough outrage. The WAFCON will come now. Let's say the women somehow manage to win. You will see the same Gusau and Co go and stand on the podium and try and shake their hand. Tinubu and Co will tell you that they should come to Glass House, come and celebrate. But you don't even treat them with basic respect. You owe them every single bonus. We know that one. In fact, flights and things, God knows what you're doing. Did you see Rashida Tajibade's message she posted online? Somebody from the NFF messaged her, how far? Share you the show camp in a few days. That was how someone asked her if she's coming to camp for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I don't get this commitment to mediocrity, guys. I don't get it. And there's not enough outrage. The women should be playing, but because there's not enough care or awareness in Nigeria about Super Falcons or women's football in general, we just twiddle our thumbs. Meanwhile, they've won it 10 times. Do you think Morocco are preparing like this? Do you think South Africa are preparing like this? Do you think Zambia are preparing like this? But yet, there's not enough outrage. So the women are literally there shouting through social media as if they're just shouting inside a glass that's covered. Nobody's listening to them. Nobody's doing anything for them. Nobody cares enough. So anyway, thanks for that comment. I don't want to sidetrack, but I think it's very, very important that we have to call out. Like, do you know how bad it is to not even be able to create a friendly match? This is literally what the NFF on the men's side are trying to get credit for, organizing a friendly match. Do you know, can you imagine the last time England took credit for organizing a friendly? Maybe 40 years ago. I want you guys to understand the level of mediocrity we are being shown. And the fact that even if that is the level people have seen, because I understand different environments expose you to different things, it doesn't mean we should not want better. That's what I don't get. I don't get it. I'm telling you, there's not enough outrage. Nigerians don't care enough about our women's team. I don't even want to judge anything. In fact, me as a man, I know I watch more Super Falcons ball than 99% of the world, both men and women. And as I told you guys, last year, even the women's AFCON, do you know how many big channels did not even bother to cover the WAFCON? Thank God we did. And that's one of the things that even helped us. I remember the WAFCON final preview had like 30,000 views because nobody else cared enough. And it's not good enough. So I hope we figure it out eventually, man. But let me not rant too much. Shout out to the guys. Adeola said we have more European trophy. We had this European trophy every day. I the first to win European trophy. Nottingham Forest to have 2 European titles, by the way. You don't see them banging on every day about their level. If you like, let them keep treating you like investment fund. Don't worry now. The Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez come and complain. The coach will now self-sabotage and tell you that Enzo Fernandez is banned from the biggest game of the season against Man City when they need to win. What a silly club, man. Don't worry, LV. LV's another committed Arsenal hater. Don't worry. I saw his true colors the other day. Guys, if we do not bottle it, I need all of you to come back here. And you must kiss the ring and praise Arsenal. Thank you. Charles said, Jesus, why am I seeing that La Liga matches we played in Morocco? Oh, wow, interesting. I mean, let us keep playing now. Let us keep playing. Let people know. Do you know how all the things I've already said? Like I said, they should have sacked somebody for. The whole NFF board should have resigned, just like the Italians did. Do you know someone still came in my comments to try and defend the NFF and say that, oh, the Italians did not resign. I tire for people with crabs in a bucket mentality. If you want to suffer, stay there. Some of us don't want to suffer with Nigeria. We want joy. We want dopamine. We want to fulfill the country's potential. At least football in my headache. That's the one I've carried. Morocco will continue to expand. Watch how Morocco will prepare their women's team. Then next year, we'll complain that Maduka did not win anything. Look at Maduka as the president, the Super Falcons coach versus Randy Waldrum. Do you think Maduka dare opens his mouth to say anything to Shehu Diko? But Randy Waldrum will be like, sorry, mate, Mr. Diko, this is not good enough. Like, what do you mean we don't have no friendly games? And he was always calling out their incompetence. I'm sure that's why they were so happy to get rid of him. They said that this one that is always complaining, let him be going. Meanwhile, he wants better for you. He wants better for you. Is it Maduka that will come and help? Have you heard Maduka talk? Jesus Christ. But we must still give him his respect. He's a champion. And he won the title in spite of the NFF. I've seen Nigerian fans criticize Maduka so much. But what can he do? How many friendly games has he been able to prosecute? Then when he even plays friendlies, they'll just find Ghana and say, oh yeah, come and play 2 games against Ghana. Oh yeah, come and play Cameroon. Play 2 games and go. When was the last time you watched our girls play a serious friendly match? Maybe Portugal, I think just before the Olympics or something. So it is what it is, man. Let's keep accepting mediocrity. And the thing that makes me annoyed the most, I don't know what, I will continue to do my part of what I can push. But how do we change the psyche of this country? We've missed back-to-back World Cups. Gusa is nowhere to be found. No press conference, no nothing, no resignations. They think they can just keep silent and move on because they announced Unity Cup and game against Portugal and Poland while their mates are preparing to go to the World Cup. Look at how useless Ghana's team is. Kudus is going to miss the World Cup and they will be there. And we're not there. And there's been no single consequence. Then I'll now see Nigerians in my comments telling me Eric Shaw doesn't know what he's doing. Does it look like you're being put in the right environment to do your job? It's like someone telling you to write an exam inside the bathroom with water sprinkling everywhere. Can you do your job well? So, guys, man, let me not get into NFF again, man. Those guys, I don't tire for them. Emmanuel says, Olu, you see what you just said? It can only come from an Arsenal fan. If Arsenal just mistakenly make it to the UCL final, what did I say every day? Just because I said, you people will come and kiss the ring. Don't worry, we shall see. We shall see, my people. John says, Atletico going to win the UCL. I like you guys, man. It's like how everybody wants Man City to win the Prem. Whichever team that has the least number of fans that you know, you'd rather they win for peace sake, but also for Lookman as well. So I like the angle. Adeola, honestly, no friendly. Emmanuel, don't worry. Like I said, I caveated. I said, as long as Arsenal win on Saturday, as long as we win that early kickoff and go 12 points ahead, even though City will have 2 games on us. And the reason I say this is after that, our next game will go to City. And as long as we draw, in my opinion, it's done because our next 2 games are both at home in the Emirates Stadium. So we shall see. What else did I move? Guys, please like, share, subscribe. Charles, thank you so much for your super chat. May God continue to bless you. Arthur Okonkwo is literally my next topic, so we're going to get into it right now. As you bless me, may God continue to bless you. I appreciate you so much and your knowledge as well. Shout out to the guys. Adeola, I've spoken about Super Falcons. Charles says, not only Gusau, every spirit of Amaju. You're right. Diku, Sanusi, Olokpade. Don't worry, Charles, I still have my email ready. I'm waiting. I have everything. I'm compiling my dossier of how we're going to attack these guys. LV said, did any of you guys play the makeshift paperboard football game? Yeah, that's what I was talking about, LV. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. In my body school, we used to call it techno. That's the one. Shout out to you. Emmanuel says, true talk, I agree with you. The women's treatment is so tight on them. 100%. In fact, shout out to Nelsie. One thing I'll give Nelsie. I've never met anybody, maybe even more than IoT safe, that cares about Super Falcons or women's football more than my friend Samuel here. Like, if you see the way he's always fighting for them and battling. In fact, Samuel, maybe we'll start a women's only Nigeria football show. And I'll get you to come on it and maybe even run it for us. Because honestly, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Jackson said, the fans only want to watch Super Eagles. They will keep getting heartbreaker. At least Super Falcons qualify for the World Cup. You'd hope so, Jackson, but look at how the NFF are sabotaging the women. It's like the last AFCON. We ended up playing Zambia in the quarterfinal. If we had lost that match, we wouldn't have gone to semi-final. And if that happens this year, you go out quarterfinal, you're not making the World Cup. You have to go and play a bunch of qualifiers. And they can't even prepare them well and give them friendly games. We already know when the World Cup goes to Brazil. These are some men, they'll go and carry everybody they know because it's Brazil and give extra code to everybody that's flying there. But they will still owe bonus. They've not given them any of their winnings from last year. They don't even platform friendly match properly. Where's the documentary from them winning AFCON last year? Where's the documentary? Nobody is thinking. Nobody is thinking. So it's just a shame, man. And Nigerians don't care enough. Like I said, look, Adeola said Ghana women are playing Morocco. Can you imagine? While we're sitting down. Emmanuel says, Olu, I may sound very unreasonable, but the truth is 80% of we Nigerians are not really mentally okay. He said bad things we don't even know. I know what you mean. I wouldn't put a percentage behind it, but what I would say is a lot of people in Nigeria are going through things that they think they can pray away. I don't know when one time I mentioned on the podcast that I have a therapist, and somebody in the comments was like, I hope you're okay. How can you have therapist though? Yeah. I hope you are not what they call it in Nigeria, mental hospital. It's so funny how people look at mental health in different countries based on the context. Like in the UK, over the past 15 years, it's become everybody's pro mental health. Everybody's aware of how you need to take care of your mind. It's like how you train your body physically. I even saw a video of my face from DR Congo preview. Oh my God. Shout out to who was telling me I lost weight last week. The difference in my face is plenty, but don't worry, where I'm going, give me till July. But what was my point? So about mental health. So it's very important that people understand that mental health does not mean there's something wrong with you. It's just like how you shower and get your body clean for the day, or you go to the gym. It's like mental maintenance for the mind. And it's okay to have a therapist where you could talk about everything and anything you want to without feeling fear of repercussion. A lot of things in Nigeria are hidden. Nobody talks about their problems or their pain. Look at the country. Do you know how many people have reached out to me to ask for money over the past 2 years versus the past 15 years before? People are going through things. But rather than talking about it and voting out the government, everybody will hide their shame, come internally, struggle for a fizzy, and nothing gets done. So we need to get to a place where there's a link between being able to have mental health opportunities to sort yourselves out well and just for it to become the norm. Also, a big thing with Nigeria, until we get rid of this seniority in our country, Nigeria has second-class citizens. Every time I go back to Nigeria, I feel it. We all know it. You know what I'm talking about without giving too much. Nigeria does not have respect for the common man. Until we respect the common man, the same way a homeless person in the UK can call the police and they will come and help. In Nigeria, if you are not a big man, forget it. So all these factors need to change for us to get to where we need to get to. But I love that you mentioned something about mental health. And just clarify, I think mental health is great for everybody. In the UK, even the colonizers, the monarchy, they're very big on all of that. So fair enough. What's going on? Charles says Nigeria failed to qualify for African Football School Championship for the second time in a row. In fact, I'm going to do a segment on Monday just about our failure to make the Under-17 World Cup. Like, I want to make sure that we tackle this as a men because they cannot be allowed to get away with it. Let me write it down. NFF Under-17 failure. You see what I mean, guys? Because people don't care enough about the women's football, for example. That's why the NFF thinks this thing can go under the bridge without anybody talking about it. Same thing with the Under-17 games. Missing AFCON. Add to sheet. In the sense that if you have a country where you don't even, we already know that it's very hard for you to watch any Under-17 games. I'm sure Morocco, everybody could watch the Under-17 team matches. We saw Senegal beat Morocco in Under-15 games today. They literally did the Under-17 AFCON draw, not World Cup draw. And guess what? The 5-time champions of Africa, of the world, 5-time world champions are Under-17 level, could not even qualify for the AFCON in Under-17 level in Nigeria in 2026. And Gusau thinks that because people are not aware, he can get away with more mediocrity. Like, to show you how bad these guys are, it's not as if they get better. It's more mediocrity every time. You miss the World Cup, no problem. We accept. it now comes, you cannot organize friendly. You are now leaking the contract of your coach. What exactly is your use? That's what I would like to know. But let me not get too bogged down on going through comments and get through the information. Uh, uh, Fans only want to watch Tad's Grace. Yeah. What's going on? Shout out to John Andrea, my man. Lord, I love these comments. I come on and I hear Olu ranting. This is how I know this live stream is great. I appreciate you always, John Andrea. Good to see you, brother. Exactly, Emmanuel. Anybody defending NFF, and this is what I don't understand. Nobody wants to help. Of course, no referee in Nigeria. When last did the Nigerian referee even make Nations Cup? Thank you, Jackson. Guys, so I'm telling you, if you want to look at any angle of the NFF, there's nothing that they're not scoring F9 on. Like, someone tell me what that you can say, okay, hiring Eric Shell and AFCON performance, you can give them B+. But the truth of the matter is, if Eric Shell was hired earlier, we may have won one by now. But everything else that you use as a KPI for this federation, they have failed woefully. They do not do anything well. And there's not enough outrage. Is it Arise News? Somebody educate me. Do I have to go on Arise News and speak to the people I know that can get PR interviews or something? What is it? Is it channels? What's the biggest podcast in Nigeria? Like, where do we need to go to amplify this message? Is it that I'll go and talk to FK and Jola and tell them that we need to talk about NFF through I said what I said to save Nigerian football? I don't know. But you guys can see I'm pumping out the content. Even this, my latest NFF rant, I'll get Emeka to chop it up again and put it out because this thing needs to stop. It needs to stop. Of course, they don't want to pay Super Falcons, people that are not paying them anything. Okay, at least do like the men that you will not pay them, but you create the friendly match. It is insane. Insane. Don't mind Olokpa Day. That one, don't get me started on him. Walking upside down. I'm telling you. Is Nigeria failing in youth champions a product of MRI? That's such a good question, John. But even if we say MRI or not, nobody can. Oh, Moffi, what a header. Ooh, another save. Moffi's playing well, though. I like to see it. What was that comment again? MRI. Even if it's actually under 17 boys, when I was in boarding school in Nigeria, I would lie to you, there were some guys in my year when we were 16, they looked like they were 20. I'm serious. You know, Nigeria hard life. It's like how you can always tell when someone has just come back from abroad in Nigeria. This one has not slapped their face well. By the time you spend 2 weeks in Lagos, don't worry, your face will be looking well. So sometimes I'm a bit iffy when it comes to these age grade things because some people genuinely just look older. And some of us are 33, we're still looking all right, So it is what it is. Charles, they're both different. I know, good. So tell me about the two. Let us bring it all out, Charles. Let's make sure we speak on both. Shout out to you, my brother. Da Vinci, always good to see you, my brother. Da Vinci says, shout out, Olu. Do you know I have never battled to watch any Ghana international friendly? It's freely available on YouTube, even on the Ghana FA channel. How do we beat Ghana and Banta and all this? Thank you so much, Da Vinci, for calling that out. Guys, right now, type NFF channel on YouTube. You've all seen how we've even tried to brand Nigeria Football Weekly. Go and look at the nonsense on their page. Just go and look. Scarily incompetent. In fact, I'm going to start using that word. Tell me something harsher, but let me tell you, they're scarily incompetent. Like, the level of incompetence is scary. Like, I can't believe it. And then you can't even set up a friendly match. Gusau now. Gusau! Why do you want to be useless like this now? Pinnick, Melvin. All these interesting names. How do they name you Melvin? I find that name so funny. Mr. Pinnick, please. Come and save the day. Come and save the day. Come and save the day. Hey, shout out to you, Charles, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. As you blessed me, my brother, may God continue to bless you. And may you have a wonderful week and rest of the month. Charles says, no, Olu, the AFSC is completely different from the other 17. Ever since its induction in 2024, we have not qualified. I'm really afraid of our future. God bless you, Charles. I'm not even going to pretend like I knew about the African School Championship. I'm going to add it to my list. Under 17 missing AFCON and AFC, African Schools Championship. Charles, please send me like a link. Is there a website or where I could just read up on the championship as well? But yeah, we're gonna come out for these guys. I promise you. I promise you, my bro. Tolex, shout out to you, man. Tolex says, afternoon, Olu. I learned NFF still owing the last two under 21 sets their match bonus. Water is wet. Do any of us really believe they were not owing these people? Like I said, until we care about the common man in Nigeria, we're always in our time. Can you imagine Sheudiko and Co talking to under 21 boys? They tell them, my friend, if you get out of here with dirty allowance, are you? And of course, because of respectability culture, everyone will be silent and they can't talk back. Can you imagine England not paying under 20 internationals their bonus? People that are already earning like £5,000 a week in UK. Their clubs will even do the fighting for them. It will not be the players. By the time Arsenal go and clamp down on St. George's Park, you will know that something is going on. So, I don't know. Like I said, all aspects failure. All aspects failure. And as long as I have breath, next week I have to go back to a full-time job. So, I don't know how much time I'll have on ranting and all that. But thank you guys for all the support, by the way. Next week, we're back in employment. Hallelujah. God is good. So, maybe, I don't know if I'll be able to do the Thursday live streams, but we'll definitely keep the Monday one for sure. I'll keep the Thursday one for now and see how we balance. But as far as I have breath, we'll... If you think this one is a lot, just wait for the World Cup. It's me and NFF. I will call them out every day. And you know, that's when Nigeria's anger will be heightened. Because Nigerians, like I said before, selective amnesia, we don't remember the past. When the World Cup is going on, when you are watching Semenyo score in the World Cup, that's when it will hit you. When you watch South Africa play the opening match of the World Cup, and you realize that it is an absolute disgrace that we let Mzansi beat Nigeria. That's when I will now amplify our NFF message well and everybody will be listening. Because right now, they are telling you that they're not organized friendly for women. Everyone's turning their thumbs. Watch when WAFCON comes now. If anything happens and something bad happens, NFF will tell you that Maduka was incompetent. Let's keep looking. Charles says, yes, we have to talk to Arise News. Austin Okon. I said I will reach out to him. Reach out to FFT Austin Okon. Arise channels. Bubue. All right, thanks for that. Nelsie Samuel says, when we were younger, we used to watch our boys and girls dominate, or at least be great at youth football. Thank you so much. What was happening back then that isn't happening now? I don't even think it's a supply issue. Like I said, I think it is a mixture of things. One, when you allow the decay to rot, once you get comfortable with people being useless, Nigeria never used to miss these tournaments. You miss one, nobody talks about it. You miss a second one, nobody talks about it. That's how it becomes the norm, in my opinion. Also, back then, we cannot underestimate the impact of other countries developing their football. While other countries have been improving in the past 20 years, Nigeria have been sitting down on our laurels. Morocco did not even start any of these their big pushes until 2009. But can you compare Nigeria and Morocco? On their own, like you said, when we were in boarding school, 13 years old, Morocco were not even close to sniffing qualifying for a World Cup. So let's keep doing ourselves, man. I tell you guys, it comes all the way back to incompetence and checks and balances. In a normal, do you know that Clairefontaine, France, they have over 300 staff, all employed, funded by the French government as well as the way Clairefontaine makes his money. Over 300 staff. So best believe you never see France making mistakes because they have a youth coach. They have somebody in charge of youth development. They have someone who is his job to make sure that the teams qualify for tournaments and make sure they perform well. And if they fail, guess what? He will have a performance review and be gotten out of there. But Nigeria, we just want to do things by mago. We don't want to look properly. We don't want to put proper systems in place. We don't even want to try hard. And that's what annoys me. Because Nigerians are very hardworking. In fact, one of the most hardworking people on earth. But then you see people who want to rise positions that they don't even want to try. That is when you realize how sick these people are. Because they just want the glory, but they don't want to help. Shout out to Emeka for putting that video of Gusau running around when Nigeria beat South Africa to make the AFCON final. Very useless administrator. But when it's time to celebrate, you see his big head there. I don't feel like being nice anymore because we cannot be nice. We'll try and keep it respectful, but it's enough. Because people don't deserve respect, and that's the honest truth. Thanks for that comment, Nelsie. Charles says they are owing everybody, as you guys said. Of course, we'll see Pinnick in North America. That one is sure. I already know that one. Da Vinci says the fact that very few know the Super Falcons have qualified for every World Cup is sad. If it was men doing this, people would hate Nigeria people more due to never any battle. Thank you so much. The lack of awareness. That's why I keep banging on. I told people, do you know the last World Cup, Nigeria lost to England on penalties? England have made it to the final and beat Colombia and Australia after us. And we beat Australia, who are the home team, in their home in the World Cup. Do you understand the extent of what this means? Australia women are far better than Australia men. It's almost the equivalent of the next World Cup in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. Nigeria beating Portugal on home soil. That's basically what the Super Falcons did at the last World Cup. And if not for penalty shootouts, we would have beaten England. I remember Ashley Plumter was crashing the crossbar. We balled England, man, to the point Lawrence James had to go and do the dirty foul. But you're right, the average Nigerian is not aware. We don't equate our women's success to anything like the men. It's not like America, where like the U.S. women's national team is like probably even more popular than the men's. And everybody backs them because they care about men's rights and women's rights. There's a system where you cannot treat women anyhow. But Nigeria, the anyhowness is too much. It's too much. It's too much, man. It's too much. So we shall see. Michelle says, Olu, do you have an idea how much the England team earns as match bonus? That is a great question. I will go and find out. If I was to estimate, I would say maybe £5,000, maybe something like that. But the difference is, guess what? Every time England play a friendly match at Wembley or any match, because they've properly advertised the match and they've properly created tickets for the game and they've properly sold their broadcasting rights to over 100 countries in the world, and they have hospitality. Guess what? Every time England play in Wembley, they probably make at least £3-4 million per game. Per game. That's even minus sponsors. You see Wembley when England is playing. You see EE Sign, one of our telecoms providers here. You see M&S. You see Vitality. That's how you value sponsorships. But Nigeria will tell you that NFF cannot attract sponsors. But when the sponsor wants to see the fruit of their labor, they will show one shabby backboard around the pitch in Uyo and show you Baba Ijebu, Tom Tom, proudly Nigerian. How would you as a sponsor want to put yourself there? We can't even sell tickets properly. So you can't even say, okay, this is the MTN hospitality zone. This is the Glow section. Oh, we have 10 different private suites in the stadium. We're going to get private sponsors to sponsor one each. And as part of their sponsorship agreement, here's what they'll provide to like a lucky fan per game, or they'll support the women's team, or here's how they'll do initiatives. Nobody's just thinking. So honestly, that's my guess, Michelle. I hope that's helpful. But I'll find out eventually, and then we'll figure out. So we'll figure that one out. I'm hearing people calling Emenalo to come save our football. If you are Emenalo, would you go? You are the sporting director of the whole Saudi Saudi Pro League, where they're probably paying you £100,000 a week and you're comfortable. You will not leave that job to come and struggle in the name of patriotism. It's not possible now. Even me, I love Nigeria, but I don't live there because now condition make crayfish bread. Do you think all of us would not love to live in Nigeria? Who wants to be living in a country where you're not the majority? But unfortunately, same thing with our football, same thing with our country. They don't care about the target audience. You work in advertising, you learn very quickly. The consumer is always right. That does not apply to NFF. You almost think those guys not go to school. They don't know what consumer means or even how to help their employees. Just useless. Man, Ekene says, stop saying NFF, please. They're NFA, no future ambition. I hear you, my bro, but the problem is if I say NFA now, they'll say that's not them. So now that they've changed the name to NFF, let's think of a new one. No future and focus. Maybe we'll call it that one. Well, let's find an acronym that works for NFF. But all I know is they're scarily incompetent. That one, I'm holding that one on my back. All right. World Cup qualifier starts next year, March. AFCON qualifier this September. I still don't know what our home stadium is. Charles, the matter don't tire boys, man. Okay, let me go through the next 6 comments. Then I will go through the rest of the show, and then we'll go comments heavy, and then community and chat. Da Vinci, shout out to you. Apart from being a member, super chat. I am so grateful. Appreciate you. It's a great job as always. I won't lie. It's still they pay me. Nigeria not being the World Cup. I mean, what the heck is a Unity Cup? But the community is my therapy sessions. You guys are right. In fact, I want to personally apologize to the community. If there's one thing you've noticed, I've not mentioned anything about the bloody Unity Cup because I'm just so annoyed. While our mates are going to the World Cup, we're playing. Have you seen the teams they say which Nigeria is come and play? We're the odd one out. Jamaica, Zimbabwe, and India. These are all countries that excel in other sports, but not football. India are the greatest cricket team in the country. Jamaica, we all know about their running. Even Zimbabwe, the head of their Olympic committee, Kirsty Coventry, she won Olympic gold medal for them. Yes, she's white. It does not matter. Nigeria were the only country there that have no business there. Our mates are preparing for World Cup. We are playing Zimbabwe. And to now make matters worse, it's the same Zimbabwe we could not beat twice. Oh, my God. But anyway, I know the Unity Cup is happening. I'll do my best to see if I can get a press pass and cover it properly, even though it's very reluctantly. The Poland and Portugal ones, those ones matter more to me because also these Unity Cup games, they fall outside of FIFA's international window. So even if you win, last, you just get +1. The points on offer are very minimal. Literally, the whole aim of Unity Cup is to allow the Nigerian diaspora to watch their team and enjoy. But the truth of the matter is, who are we even going to send to this Unity Cup? Because season will still be going on, you know? So it's an interesting one. So we move, man, and we'll take it like that. Charles says, why is Olise not calling out to Gavon? I noticed that rubbish. Don't even mind that, Olise. Down to very tactical. I saw him mention all these things. I'm talking about home base. But he didn't call out anybody in NFF or say who needs to do the work. And that's my problem with Olise. You have the power. You're a former Super Eagles captain. You literally scored the winning goal the last time we beat a team that was a top 10 nation in a World Cup match in 1998. You, out of all people, you have earned the right more than almost anybody else. You also coached the Super Eagles when they were useless. And you cannot even come out and call things out properly. You're living in Belgium, so you know what standards are. And because of politics. So they only say you've earned the right to not politic. Same with Mikel Obi. So say things as they are. Your words carry power. And if you keep dancing around, then what hope do we have? We mere mortals. We're not mere mortals. We're all great in Jesus' name. But you get my point. So it is what it is, man. Thank you, Charles. Super Falcons can win the World Cup if you really invest in them. I 100% believe that. 100%. Look how Ronaldo's here is tearing up the WSL. Adeola, even if it's 2K per match, thank you, they donate it. But guess why they donate it? Because the money always comes. And there's still a lot of money that they will still get from value because they're associated with England and the national team. Every time you step into Heathrow Airport right now, do you know one of the first billboards you see? Burberry. Guess who's on it? Eberechieze. Saka used to be Burberry's ambassador for a bit, but he didn't have enough swag. They put Eze. Do you think Eze is worried about 2,000 match bonus? Because guess what? There are a lot more benefits he can gain. And guess what? If I want to buy the Eberechieze jersey right now from the England store, I can find it. And it will be delivered to my house in 2 days' time. And right now, even on Nike's website, I cannot put Osimhen's name on the back. You have to go and find dodgy websites. So it all adds up. It all adds up. It's the ecosystem. Can you imagine if the same way I told you guys, I went to Morocco and I saw every Moroccan player in billboards everywhere. Can you imagine if in Nigeria it's very normal to see Osimhen in Tom Tom, this one in Glow, this one in Mr. Chef, or even the big brands. In fact, let's even use the alcohol ones since that's what we spend our money on. What's that new tequila I drank last year? 818 tequila. We just don't do marketing well. And that's my entire career, 10 years. So I just find it very... NFF think that it's their birthright to have Nigerians love the national team. My brother, it's not. You have to earn it. You earn the love. Super Eagles is not just for people like all 50 of us on this live stream who are passionate. It's about the casuals. How do we get the casuals to love it? So we'll see how it goes, my people, man. But we have to come at these guys. Da Vinci said, Olu, bro, the days are coming fast at us. Do you have a plan for your World Cup live streams? And those hours are funny. Will you target African games? Thank you so much, Da Vinci. Great time to plug. So during the World Cup, people, the plan is to try to have a World Cup daily show. By being in the UK, most of the games will be on between 5 p.m. and I think 3 a.m. They're all the 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. games. It will be hard to watch them unless it's the weekend. But what I want to plan to do is see if I can do a World Cup daily show, maybe around 11 p.m. every day. Look, like I've said before, I'm not sure anybody loves the World Cup more than me. I know every World Cup winner, location, finalist, Golden Boot winner. I love the World Cup in my life. And it's a great opportunity for the channel in also being able to expand Africa Football Weekly. I have another channel called Africa Football Weekly I'm prepping. So, yes, the focus will be on the African teams. That's the idea. I don't know if I should also do England just because I'm a citizen. I need people know I want to hate watch them. So that might be fun. We'll see. But the daily show will still cover every team in the World Cup. So I plan to do things like after every day of football, rather than having a star boy of the week, we'll have an African giant of the day. Look at me giving away my free IP already. But that's the idea, you know. Cover the games, preview the games for the next day, give a prediction for the games the next day. Maybe if we even have a sponsor, if it's bet, I know people don't like betting, but maybe put a parlay of what they're going to show. If it's predictions, whatever it is. But I'm still in the works of figuring out what my World Cup plan is, but it's something around that. Nothing too long, max 30 minutes every day, maybe 1 hour for chat because it's the World Cup. Everyone's going to be watching. Everybody's going to want to have to chat. So maybe I won't leave more time for the community to just talk about games. But every day I plan to at least give everybody a 20, even if it's 15-minute update on the World Cup. It will be a World Cup daily show. I know that, you know, because we can't sit down during the World Cup and twiddle our thumbs because as our man decided to disgrace us. You know, shout out to you for that question. And I hope that sounds interesting and intriguing. I'm also looking for how we can expand to get our African brothers more involved. If their countries are in the tournaments, they'll probably watch us more. And I want to position us Nigerians as the neutral experts. And we've earned the right to speak on African countries, at least. So we'll watch from afar. So that's my idea at the moment. Thank you, Michelle. Tickets have to be affordable for the citizens. Exactly. But yet, we played a game against Jordan, and the average Nigerian could not even watch the game in Nigeria. But I promise you, England's match was broadcasted everywhere in Nigeria, right? So it is what it is. Even this Arthur one, and we'll take the good news now. Cricket Cup. Thank you, Ovi. Nario Cricket Cup. That's true. All the teams that are good at cricket. That's true, Elvi. I didn't even think about that. India was Nigeria 99-1, honestly. So annoying. Only said on cast, though. Of course, he will not call them out. Even Elegbete TV that calls out players. Elegbete TV had an opportunity to interview Mr. Gusau. How much did he ask him? How direct was he? But I see him, he has smoke for players all the time. I've never seen someone abuse players in such an uncouth manner. Like, we understand you're an OG, but I don't like the way he talks about players. It's very rude to me. Players and anybody that does not respect. It's like how Mr. Osasu Obaya, we respect him as a journalist. But if you see the way he messages people on Twitter sometimes, I'm like, brother, we respect you for your work, but stop acting like you're better than everybody else. Like, so those two, I find the characters interesting, to be honest. But it is what it is. Of course, they just want to be politicians. We could have had Nigeria Football Weekly hangout. Nelsie, don't remind me. Don't remind me. In fact, that was my plan. I would have been in America for the entire duration of the World Cup. We may even have the Nigeria Football Weekly fan zone. Maybe we even had a studio out where we'll do the live streams every day. And when Nigeria is played, make it a full-on party. Guys from the community will link up. Nelsie, don't worry. By God's grace, we'll go there again in 4 years, by God's grace. Charles says, Olu, do you see any African team going to the final? That's a great question. I did my World Cup prediction literally last week or 2 weeks ago. So, I have... Let me get out my predictions. I don't want to show it yet because I want to wait for closer to the World Cup. Then I'll do a proper World Cup predictions. But at the moment, guys, I have... Let me look at my predictions very well. I have a total of, let me count them. Morocco are definitely going to make out the group. In fact, I think if Brazil are not careful, they're going to beat them. South Africa will struggle. I think they're in for a rude awakening, especially with their friendly performances. Ivory Coast will make it. So Morocco, in fact, I think Ivory Coast qualify second for sure. Tunisia are going to waste our time as they always do. Egypt actually have a very good group. I think Egypt will finish second, if not first, behind Belgium in their group. Cabo Verde are going to waste our time. So Cabo Verde finishing last, South Africa finishing last, Tunisia finishing last. Then we have Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt flying the flag high for now. 3 bombs, 3 good ones. Senegal are going to, I can't believe I saw some European minds putting Norway ahead of Senegal. Norway have not played a tournament since the year 2000. And because they finally put together a good qualification series. This Oibo, anyway, let me not make it about that. They say Norway better than Senegal. I was like, are you smoking? In fact, if France are not careful, Senegal will beat Colonizer again. So let's just be watching, especially because it's the first game of the group stage. Then Algeria should do well as well. I think they'll have their hands tied with Austria, but Algeria and Austria, one of them will finish second or third with the other going through. So that's 5. And then I have DR Congo sneaking through as DR Congo finished third, but they go out as one of the worst third place losers. But it would surprise you to hear that I actually do have Ghana going through as the last place, third place side. So I have 6 teams from Africa going through. Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Algeria, Senegal, and Ghana. Sorry, 6. Now, if I'm being honest, based on my calculations, Morocco will probably play Netherlands in a round of 32. So that could go either way. In fact, you have to say right now, Morocco will probably beat the Netherlands. While I anticipate Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal will play each other in the round of 32. So I think Senegal will win. Egypt, I'm also penciling Egypt to play USA in the round of 32 and they will knock them out. So at the moment, I have Morocco, Senegal, and Egypt making it to the round of 16. And that's where it gets tricky because I can see Morocco beating a Czech Republic or a Bosnia and making it to the quarterfinal before they have to play France again in another repeat of the last semifinal. So I expect Morocco to build on their reputation as a footballing nation and make at least the quarterfinals. I think it'll be very tricky for Egypt because they will play Argentina and likely lose. And then Senegal play Brazil. That one will be interesting because on paper, a lot of people think Brazil should beat Senegal, but Senegal are a very good team. And you have to say that they could surprise Brazil on their day, and then even play England. So that's it for me, bro. I have 6 of our teams making a knockout round, and I have Egypt, Morocco, and Senegal making the round of 16. From there, I hate to say it, but I've only predicted Morocco to make the quarterfinals. But I'm hoping Senegal can surprise us. So I still think Morocco and Senegal have the best bets of doing well for the continent. And it's such a big shame because Nigeria, I don't think anybody can argue we're the 3rd best team in Africa, at least based on what we've seen over the past few months. And I think if we were in a group, for example, playing against Colombia and Portugal, yes, Portugal is still the better side. But like I said, if you rock up to a World Cup with Osimhen and Lookman in your tank, with this Eric Shell ball, it would have been nice to have seen, but it is what it is. Okay, corruption has eaten. Vontae, good to see you, Vontae. Vontae says, corruption has eaten into Nigeria so bad. I think an average Nigerian has the mentality of Olise, favoritism and hypocrisy. Bam. Exactly, Michelle. That Elegbete, serious savage. Where I am talk about players. Sometimes I'm like, don't then in the future then go and say, oh, I don't care about these players. Who are they? I'm older than them. It's like, bro, you can still treat people with respect and talk to them like humans. So that's the one thing I don't like about him. But I appreciate his ball knowledge. I remember when Lookman won African Footballer of the Year, he was complaining on Twitter that Kate Abdo was the presenter, that she's not really Egyptian. Why should she present it? When you hear some comments and I just like, so me, obviously then I was nowhere near where we are now. And me, I will fire back at anybody. I don't think they're smarter than me. Yes, I respect them as older people, but they're very uncouth. That's the word to use. And the hypocrisy is crazy. Because these same people, if they have dual nationality passports, they'll carry it in a heartbeat too. So I just find the hypocrisy a bit annoying, I have to say. Empty studios in Houston. And it's that Houston I wanted to come. I heard that the Nigerians are living well over there. I was really looking forward to it. They went to one club. You people know me from AFCON. I like to enjoy myself. Balance now, balance. Exactly. LV says Morocco will top the group. I think it's very possible, my bro. Ivory Coast too. I think they could go. No, the problem, LV, is for you to go home, you have to either finish bottom of your group or be one of the 4 worst third place teams. Do not be deceived that I'm saying all these teams will finish first. A lot of our people will sneak in through being the best third place side. But it's Nigeria's business for not making the World Cup. So we have to live with the poison. Bro, you know how this thing goes now. I remember Canada last World Cup. Whenever a country is making the World Cup for the first time in a long time, they always get carried away. We'll be there. If it's the same DRC performance against Jamaica, they're in trouble. But we have to let people enjoy things. And they did the job and got there. So fair play to them. And this is after battling Senegal in their group to qualify for the World Cup. While Nigeria failed to beat South Africa. We should hold our heads in shame, honestly. And I forgot about Senegal. Senegal can definitely beat Brazil, like LV said. Let's see. If we were in that, if you replace South Africa with Nigeria in that group A, I won't lie to you, I've been very confident about Nigeria finishing first. Because you cannot tell me that a group with South Korea, Czech Republic, and Mexico, Nigeria cannot trust themselves in that kind of group. But it's at the end of the day, one thing we all love about football, it's objective. Nigeria did not win, so we do not deserve to be there. There's no mago, and we all know the reasons we can point back to when it comes to the NFF. So I like that. No future foundation. Oh, Vontae, you ate with this one. I'm gonna steal that. No future fund. In fact, we can call them no future federation. Because that's basically what they exude. How do we destroy a future as quickly as possible? Before Pinnick entered, we used to enter on our 17 and our 20 World Cups for fun. Now look at us. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna get back there again. Don't worry, my American guys. By God's grace, this is why we must tackle NFF. Under 23 Olympic qualifiers are happening later. We have to make sure that we do not fuck up because we have to go to LA 2028. So by God's grace, we must tackle them all. Look at how Charles making me best club and best suya. I won't lie, I love America, man. I can't wait to visit again. We shall be there. The next World Cup African slots will be giving it. Charles, is that possible? That does not make sense. Especially because the next World Cup where an African country is hosting it. I don't see how the World Cup could remain with 48 teams and Africa's slots will go from 9 to 8. Especially if Morocco are hosting. If anything, it should go from 9 to 10. And then they can still do a continental playoff. Morocco have already qualified as hosts. So I can't see it that way. So we'll see. Take it from there. Nelzy said, any word on CAF president traveling to Senegal to mend relations? Bro, I watched his press conference today from Morocco. The sooner Motsepe is gone, the better for all of us. That guy is a waffler. He does not exude any kind of authority or confidence. He kept saying, we are confident that everybody will listen to what CAS says. It's like, bro, you're in charge. Sound like you're in charge. You guys just waffling. Oh, I'm sure whatever decision will make Senegal and Morocco happy. It's like, bro, stop trying to be diplomatic. You're the head of the organization that's failed. Stop trying to distance yourself from decisions from your organizations. At one point, I even saw him turn to Amos Adamu and say, General Secretary, I think you should step into the line of fire. Stupid man. You can tell it's another one of those people surrounded by yes people all around him. So he can wake up and say he wants to do regional Nations League. Who the fuck are you? Regional Nations League call. Regional Nations League. I can't wait for CAS to make them look very stupid. Then he was now saying, we all have a responsibility to grow our football. Bro, you're the one that put our football in disrepute. The AFCON happened under your watch, you bum. At least even stand up and accept accountability. No, still trying to deflect to other people. I can't wait for him to go. He has to go soon. I don't think his position is tenable anymore. Emmanuel says, Olu, do you know a lot of prosperity Nigerian travelers' visa destiny were literally tied to the world in terms of savings, their family penury? I'm not sure I understand that too much. Like, they would have got visas if Nigeria qualified because they would have gone to the World Cup. Sorry, I didn't mess down. Motherland, thanks for the songs. I told you I've listened to it now. I even spoke about it on the channel, on the live stream. Thank you. Exactly. Morocco automatically gets a spot. So the African countries have to battle for the 8 spots. I checked this thing the other day. There's no confirmation of World Cup slots here too. You know, the South Americans are still trying to fight to make it a 64-team World Cup. So just to be honest, I've not seen any allocations on how many slots each country gets. All I know is they're trying to make Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay qualify automatically because they're going to host one match because it'll be the 100th year anniversary of the World Cup. So I'm not sure where you guys got that from, but once they clarified me personally, I cannot see how that's possible. I don't see how you lose spots. Every country that hosts a World Cup, your federation gets at least one extra slot. It's the same way CONCACAF had 3 automatic qualifiers and had 6 direct qualifiers apart from those straight to the World Cup. Oh no, sorry, 3 additional ones. So that was 6. And then who a game made? Okay, Suriname and Co did not make it. But normally CONCACAF will get 3 automatically and 1 additional. So for them to have gotten 6, 3 automatic as well, 6, and then 2 people went to playoffs, 8. So I cannot see how we'll have less. It will be far more at the very least. So let's see. Something tells me he's the reason why Nigeria played SA. What's Charles speaking about? Morocco qualified as hosts. I can't speak lie. Yes, they did. Of course, they've already qualified. Yeah, that's already done. Something Nigeria played SA in that pitch. Oh, this Motsepe guy is possible. In fact, this is why I say we're not collectively angry enough. If the Nigeria-South Africa match was broadcast everywhere and all Nigerians were able to watch the game, and we saw the way Ola Aina got injured, we should have even tackled South Africa more as a federation. But as a man, useless. I free you. Every time I turn, I see Moffi missing a chance. You're right. In fact, I think they've taken him off now. I saw at least 2 chances to the side of my eyes where he missed. That's a shame. Oh wow, he got booed by the Porto fans. Oh my god. Because I have to do the live stream, I always turn the volume down. That's sad though. Anyway, as usual, Oloke has gone on going through all comments. Maybe one of these days I'll just make a show just to go through comments. Because I end up just going through comments and I love it. In fact, this one makes it even bearable. But I think I need to be more concise going through my comments. Because now I'll speak on Okonkwo. It may take another 10 minutes. But let's try and keep this to 5 minutes or 10. All right. As everybody said earlier. Wait, how many likes do we have? There's 53 people on. 31 likes. Okay, I can live with that. Thank you. If you're one of the 22 people that have not yet liked the video, please just do me a favor. It's for free. And you could just support us and all our hard work. Thank you so much. God bless you. Anyway, as I said, finally, as I've always been saying on this platform, all you need to be sure about somebody moving teams to play for the Super Eagles is if it is confirmed on the official FIFA platform. And I just want to confirm to everybody that officially Arthur Okonkwo has had his change of association request officially approved. I've put the link in the chat for everybody, and I also wanted to show you quickly so that you can see what that looks like. So right down there, you can see Arthur Chukwu. Hey, Olu, we grew up in Nigeria. We can pronounce Igbo names. Arthur Chukwueze. I think I did all right. Okonkwo right there. Nigeria Football Association, former association, the Football Association Limited, officially confirmed on the 6th of April. So that would have been on Monday. So now, like I said, everybody, if you hear any of those Nigerian channels give you fake news that a player has switched to Nigeria, go and check that website first. If it's not there, go and slap the person for lying to you and wasting your time. So on Monday, it was officially confirmed that Arthur Okonkwo has switched allegiance from England to Nigeria. He's currently 24 years old and he plays for Wrexham in the Championship. At the moment, Wrexham are currently 8th in the Championship. They are 4 points away from the playoff spots, but they have 5 games to potentially make into the playoffs. Obviously, we know that they're probably one of the most famous clubs in the world due to their Hollywood owners. So you can imagine that exposure for Arthur Okonkwo as well and what that could do for his brand and his credibility. One thing I will mention is when it comes to Okonkwo watch, I am trying to see how quickly he could get into a top league. I think Nigerians are very interesting in the way they judge players. Somebody will tell you how much they love Arthur Okonkwo, but they've never watched Arthur Okonkwo play. But the same person will tell you that he hates Maduka Okoye. Meanwhile, Maduka Okoye plays in Syria, and Arthur Okonkwo was playing in League Two. In fact, this season is his strongest season, and he's been playing in the Championship, which is the second division of the country. In fact, it's not as if he's a young boy. He turns 25 in September 9th this year. So when you even compare his age to Maduka Okoye, he's literally, Maduka Okoye is older than him by 2 years. Are you guys hearing me? And Maduka Okoye has been starting in Syria for 3 years. I'm just trying to give context about the way people judge these things. It's quite interesting to me. Also, one thing to watch is Arthur Okonkwo's contract expires in the summer of 2027. So this summer, it will be interesting to see if Wrexham do not qualify to the Premier League. What's going to happen with his career? Does he take his chance and go to another league? Because I don't really see any starting goalkeeper positions apart from the promoted teams that could be available. But we're still happy to have him. 10 clean sheets in 38 games. And also, I think people also give him benefit of the doubt because he came from the Arsenal Academy. He's been with Wrexham since the 2023-2024 season. So this is his third season with them. So he's played in League 2, League 1, and now Championship. So that's why I'm trying to set expectations, because someone will make it seem like Okonkwo is the savior of Nigerian goalkeepers. That's not the case. He was in Arsenal for his youth career, as I mentioned, and he represented England at under 16 and 17 levels and played for the under 18s 2 days before his 18th birthday. However, now we know he joins the Super Eagles options. And most importantly for me, I like my pool of goalkeepers now. The last time he played a competitive match, Taino Abali saved Mohamed Salah and Omar Mamouche penalties to get a clean sheet and get us the bronze medal. Our last two tournaments, Taino Abali has not let us down. So objectively, he's still our starting goalkeeper in my eyes. Now we know that he has self-sabotaged himself and left his club, which, I hope he's doing all right mentally, because we know what happened to him last year with his parents. And you never know the kind of effect that may have on a player. So let's see what happens with the friendly games and if Eric Shell will open the door back for Nabali, if he can sort out his club situation sooner rather than later. After that, we have Maduka Okoye, who, in my opinion, based on form for club and also country, because he played well against Iran, should be our starting goalkeeper right now for these friendlies. Now, where I'm very excited about Okonkwo, and please, nobody should come and give me no stupid crap about how they saved the third goalkeeper slots for one MPFL goalkeeper to promote the league. Let the league get better. If the league was Egyptian league, nobody will complain. Where I am now happy is this tells me that we can now finally say good riddance to Francis Zoho. There is no reason why Francis Zoho, as useless as he is, should have 32 caps for Nigeria. In fact, it might be more, 37 safe. So no more Zoho, no more Adeleye. I'm sad for Omar Sobasogi because he brought the vibes, but bro, you're here to be a goalkeeper. So please, Arthur Okonkwo, it's time to come and first start as third choice goalkeeper. But we like the potential, especially moving on to the next World Cup. Taino Abali is already 29 years old. He will turn 30 by July, which means by the next World Cup, Taino Abali is going to be 34 years old. Even if we say goalkeepers age gracefully, Taino Abali peaked later, but there's no guarantee that he will peak as a late player as well. So that's where I'm excited. Maduka Okoye and Arthur Okonkwo will be 30 years old and 28 years old by the time the next World Cup comes. And then by then, we should even have Ebenezer Potakot. Why did I call him Potakot? Ebenezer Hakot to finally be 20 years old. So even though they've been trying to ram him down our throats, maybe he would have actually improved as a player by then to then be our third choice goalkeeper. So basically, long story short, I am now comfortable with the pool of goalkeepers Nigeria has. Yes, we could do one better and go and get Atubolu as well. But Atubolu, anybody that you ask and they say they want to play for colonizing country more than you, leave them alone. No problem. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. All I'll tell Atubolu is the backup goalkeeper at Bayern Munich that they called up and has already gotten one cap for Germany while they kept you as a new sub. I already know who they're going to make be the starting German goalkeeper going forward. Also, the Ter Stegens, Baumans, and the Neuer has already retired safe. Once the other old German goalkeepers leave the scene. So a word is enough for the wise. So, anyway, what do the people think? Let me go through a few comments and then we can finalize on that. I forgot to mention in the previous segment, Charles says the World Cup qualifier, Motsebe might be the reason. Okay, we spoke about that on that pitch. Okay, good. Okonkwo's first game after his change and he lets in 5. That was so funny, wasn't it? John Andrea. This is why I like having John on the comments as well. Literally, the day they confirmed the thing, Wrexham played Southampton. By the way, Southampton right now are like the Bayern Munich of the championship. Once they change their manager, they've been beating everybody in the championship like babies. In fact, Coventry and Ipswich should consider themselves lucky that Southampton did not have this manager in from the start of the season, because once they win their games in hand, Southampton are definitely going to the playoffs, which is interesting to see. They're already 6th, but they've got a game in hand. So if they win that game, they go above Shemi Ajayi's Hull City to 5th. So it will mean that Wrexham still need to find a 4-point swing somewhere to still somehow make the playoffs. So right now, you have to say that it's likely Arthur Okonkwo will play in the championship again next year. But please, guys, consider objectively what I'm saying. Don't be slandering Maduka Okoye because you don't like him. Please. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We have more options. Go Bishop says, yippee, I love that. Da Vinci said, I can think of a few for NFF. Neglecting future footballers, no funds forever, nowhere for football, never fixing foolishness. Oh my God, Da Vinci, that is gold. Da Vinci, please send me all of them to olu@nigerianfootballweekly.com. I beg you. I want to literally keep a database of these phrases. That is gold, man. I love the way your brain works, man. Shout out to you. Afriyu says he will go to Watford or go to Syria like Okoye. That'll be interesting. Do you mean, I'm guessing this is Okonkwo, right? Let's see. Because I know for a fact he's a lot more popular than a lot of other players just because he's in the Wrexham documentaries. By the way, these Wrexham documentaries, are they worth watching? I love a sports documentary, but I didn't want to join the Kinney. Jet Live, shout out to another one of our members. Appreciate you, brother. Sorry, I literally spoke about Tubolu before I saw this, so I hope that clarifies things. He's sure he wants to play for Germany, so good riddance, man. Like, it is what it is. Sage said, I heard Nwabali is about to join Kaiser Chiefs. We'll see when we believe. Right now, all I know is there was a video spotted of Nwabali in his village playing football recently. So let's see what shakes out between now and the end of the season. I can't imagine someone calling him up to play like the final 2 months of the season. Or does the South African PSL run from January to November? Shout out, Michelle. Yeah, Igbo Kwenu. Shout out to our goalkeepers, man. Shout out to all our tribes. Shout out to the Igbo tribe. All tribes do a lot for our football, but we have to admit that. Our Igbo brothers and sisters, when it comes to players who history and now, the Igbo land definitely does the heavy lifting when it comes to footballers for Nigeria. Our own West side too, we do well. But like I said, one Nigeria. I just wanted to shout out tribes, shout everybody. Please tribal. There's nothing tribalistic about still being proud of your tribe. That's fine. As long as we're not going after any other tribes. I can't find. Yeah, Uzo and Adeleye shouldn't be there in the squad at all. I agree. Never, ever, ever. I also agree Ebenezer Harcourt is average. That's why, bro, I said by 2030, maybe he would have done enough to be capable to be a third choice. LV says, look at me with the straight place and say Nwabali will be 30 next World Cup. LV, don't finish me. To be fair, there was a guy in my secondary school with a strong face like Nwabali. When the guy was 16, he looked like he was 21, I swear. So you never know. I agree. Okoye is so forced, man. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Michelle was not being tribalistic. She was clearly just hailing their Igbo brothers and sisters. One Nigeria and each tribe. Hey, IoT, my brother, shout out to you always, man. IoT said, just finished working on the script for a video on Okonkwo, then I see your live stream. All of my bro, space for all of us. Let's all amplify Okonkwo moving. I continue to let the people know what other changes we require from our national team. Appreciate you, bro. IoT also says, when I spoke about Harcourt then, they called me a hater. Don't mind Nigeria. Bro, I'm sure I watched that live. They said, hey, how can you, why are you hating on a young boy? Hey, how can you not, you should support him. The guy went to chant, go and drink goes anyhow. Because they said someone at 15 is ready. It's as if Nigeria was so desperate for a young star that they picked Ebenezer Akot. Meanwhile, all we need to do is wait for 2 years for Zadok Yohanna. Shout out to you, bro. I agree with you. Okoye is our best keeper right now, and he really looks after himself. Exactly. You can tell someone that's professional and cares about his career. Honestly, we see it all the time. So, welcome, Arthur Okonkwo. We're glad to have you. Welcome to Super Eagles, most important brand in Africa, whether anybody likes or not. And now that you have come, the good news for you is, by God's grace, all the evil that's happened to Super Eagles has happened before you arrived. So maybe you can be the signifier of good things. Pre-Okonkwo, post-Okonkwo. And please, we don't miss World Cups in Nigeria. It's not normal, I promise you. Don't let these NFF people make you think it's normal to miss World Cup, Okonkwo. The next one, we expect to see you there. God bless you. Thank you very much. And keep shining and flourishing. Amen. Shout out IoT always, man. Yeah, man. IoT, that's my bro. In fact, I'm so jealous. Canada. I wanted to enter Canada. Bro, I would have gone to Canada. I would have gone over America. I would have enter Mexico. Post-World Cup. Enter Tulum with Sweetie. Just relax the mind, Oh, man. We saw we saw him in the under 20 World Cup. They beat. Let's just forget how that 20 World Cup, man. But yeah, shout out to Okonkwo for the change. I just want to clarify. Okay, next up. Okay, let's get to the business fun stuff. Okay, Premier League is back. As I said already 19 minutes ago, I said Arsenal about to win the Premier League. By the way, 15 minutes left. Porto Nottingham Forest still 1-1. But yeah, Prem is back, guys. It's the final countdown. In 2 months' time, will I be celebrating the fact that my team have finally won the Premier League after 22 years? Will I have space for maybe a Premier League parade picture to slot in right there or not? The jury's out. We shall see. But enemies, joyful givers, and fans of Arsenal, we're all ready, guys. The Barclays Premier League is back. Yes, I know it's not Barclays, but it's always the Barclays if you're a certain age and older. It will never not be the Barclays, no matter what. So we're back, baby. Starting tomorrow after a 3-week break. Guys, 21 days without Prem football. It felt like forever, man. And then now, even our enemies, they forgot that the last 4 times Arsenal played in the Prem, we won all 4 games in a row. And Man City's last 2 Premier League games, they drew 2 in a row. But because of the League Cup and the FA Cup, people have been forgetting just who the Arsenal are. But guess what? This weekend is going to remind the people. So, yeah, we've got 10 games, full slate of fixtures this weekend. There's no FA Cup quarterfinal to break anything. That's coming soon in 2 weeks' time. If you play Fancy Prem, do play a wild card today. Bench boost next game week. Free hit 34. Make sure you have Haaland because it's going to have another double game fixture, game week 36 against Crystal Palace. And then triple captain, Erling Haaland. You're welcome. That is free. Extra 150 points for your FPL. Good luck to all. Okay. I free you. You asked me to show you my FPL last time. I now showed it you had left. I'm not showing my FPL again. Go and check your own. I was now watching that. Where's I free you, man? I'll show you my FPL. But no, you're no longer there. So all I can tell you is my strikers are Haaland, João Pedro, and I have Thiago for now. I will remove Thiago and put Dominic Calvert-Lewin next week because Leeds have a double game week fixture. Then midfielders, I have Bruno Fernandes, most essential player right now. I've brought in Cole Palmer. So Chelsea fans, even though I'm laughing at you, I need a result this weekend. João Pedro and Cole Palmer, Joe, I'm begging you in the name of Jesus. Then obviously Semenyo, he's been in my team since game week 1. And then I've drafted in Anton Stack from Leeds United for the double game week. And this is my own joker. There's only 50 of us here anyway. I've drafted in Ryan, the Bournemouth winger, because Bournemouth have a double game week. He was called up to the Brazil national team and made his debut over the last international break. And even though he's unlikely to make the World Cup, I'm sure he'll be doing his best. So I have a feeling that Ryan has something for me over the next few weeks. And then my defenders, obviously, Gabriel's not going anywhere. I've got Guehi. I've got Van Hecker from Brighton for the double game week. I've got Senesi. I've had him in my squad since the beginning of the season. And who's my other centre back? Strike from Leeds United, yeah. And then goalkeeper, I've got rid of Raya because we're playing Man City. And I've got Verbruggen, the goalkeeper. And then I've had Dubravka. So that's it. All players playing double game weeks. Thank you, John Andrea. That's the name of my team. Life is easy, as the Oyibo people say. They pronounce easy as easy. So I played on the words, and my team is life is easy. I free you. Do not put any Spurs players in your team, no matter what you do. Kusanov could be a shout. I mean, I didn't go gay. I went O'Reilly. I just like O'Reilly because of his potential for attacking returns better. If Kusanov and O'Reilly and your team, they're both going to get defensive points, even though O'Reilly's playing as midfielder because the defender for this season. But I like the attacking potential of O'Reilly over Kusanov. So I would do that. I would just say whatever you do, stack up on double game week players for the next play a wild card and for the next game week 33. Maybe when we branch out, as I've learned today, we'll do a Super Falcon show with Onewo. When God butters our bread and makes us as big as possible, then I would love nothing more than doing an FPL show specifically. They will do the Super Falcon show. In fact, let me come before I named the podcast Nigeria Football Weekly. Do you know one of the names I almost named the podcast was Super Eagles FC? So maybe I can find something along those lines. I'm just writing it down because every time I get these good suggestions in the comments, if I don't write it down, I'll forget. So thanks, guys. Okay, Premier League is back, as I said. So from tomorrow, West Ham United play Wolverhampton. Of course, we know that the relegation battle is a tasty one. One of Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Tottenham, or Leeds United is going to join Wolves and Burnley. And I must say, I'm here for the story. So very, very exciting. So anyway, let's get into the games. Firstly, West Ham play Wolves on Friday, 8 p.m. As I said, both teams are in relegation zone. There's a 12-point gap between both of them with 7 games to go. We know Wolves are dead and buried, but I like a club that's like, I'm leaving with something. And Wolverhampton are playing, I'm leaving with something football right now. They're like, yes, we're going down, but we're not going down alone. We're going down swinging. Word to Fall Out Boy. And you know the craziest part? Wolverhampton still have to play West Ham, Leeds United, and I think Nottingham Forest in their last 7 games. So Wolves are going to be the kingmaker or the queenmaker. They're going to decide who's going to go down. That's the honest truth. Me personally, I want Tottenham to go back down too badly, but I have to say that De Zerbi is a skilled tactician. And you must say that the chances of them going down are a lot slimmer with De Zerbi in the building. But this weekend games will tell us a lot. So let's see how it goes. Yes, I free you. Yeah, if you watch the previous 105 minutes, we've done the Unity Cup segments and spoken about all of that. So shout out to you. So yeah, Wolves, like I said, queenmaker for the rest of the people to see who they can keep in the Prem. So let's see how the game goes. You know, West Ham have looked very good, especially over the last 2 months, it must be said. Wolves, ironically, have won 2 of their last 3 games with 1 draw. So Wolves are unbeaten in the league in 3 games. And West Ham are 1 point away from safety behind Tottenham. What I also like about this game for West Ham is psychologically. If they win tomorrow, then they go above Tottenham. Wait, does that mean Tottenham will be in the relegation zone tomorrow? Somebody tell me yes. Like, oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. So yes, if West Ham win tomorrow, Tottenham will officially be in the bottom 3. Hallelujah. That would be amazing. So my player expectations, Aroko Dare to start. We know that this may be the last 7 games he ever plays in the Premier League because you have to admit he's not up to the level for the Prem. Maybe he may do it in another league, but Aroko Dare has not shown us enough for us to be like, wow, this is what we're missing while you're in Belgium. Honestly, he's not it. He's all right. Even Super Eagles, I'll be honest, with the pool of strikers we have, Aroko D knows supposed near Super Eagles ever again, to be honest. And I'm not even being harsh. It's just we have a lot of strikers. And I like the other profiles. And I think we have a lot more attackers that could play that have different things from what Aroko Dare does. Aroko Dare is almost like a poor man's Onuachu. In fact, saying poor man is even better. Like, if Onuachu is here, Aroko Dare is here. Do you understand? So, and Onuachu is already tall and not the fastest. We have Osimhen who does a bit of everything. That's why I like these jinky me jink strikers, all these gift urban. That's why even George Lenny Kenna, I don't know what the guy went to go and do moving to Saudi, where he's not playing any games. But those kind of versatile attackers that have a bit of an interesting profile to complement Osimhen. Look at Akko Adams, how he complements Osimhen, for example. In fact, Akko, I'm getting to Sevilla. We need to get you out of that useless club, man. They are dulling your shine and your numbers, I'm telling you. But anyway, Aroko Dare will start. Hopefully, he can score a few more goals in the Prem before his Premier League career at least ends for this period. But I have to say, I expect West Ham to. This opportunity is too good for West Ham to throw away, especially after they just got knocked out of the FA Cup. So now they can focus fully on the Premier League. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for West Ham. I think it'll be a close game for sure, but we'll see how it goes. And then also, we got in Nigerian players on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. Oh, no, 5:30 p.m. kickoff, sorry. We will see Alex Iwobi, Calvin Bassey, and Samuel Chukwueze's Fulham go to Anfield to play Liverpool, who are currently 5th in the Prem. Now, we know that Liverpool are struggling in terms of the Premier League. Are they 5th or 6th? No, they're 5th. But they're only 1 point ahead of Chelsea and only 3 points ahead of Brentford and Everton. Do you know how insane it is that Liverpool, after winning the Premier League, the next season, after 31 games, they're only 3 points ahead of Everton, who moved into a new stadium? Nah, David Moyes, you will forever be great. Forever be great. So Liverpool know they have to win this game. In fact, what makes this even more interesting is Fulham are on 44 points. So they're only 5 points behind Liverpool. And they're definitely still in the race to make it into Europe. In fact, they're only 2 points behind Brentford. So could we see Fulham run it back in Europe like they did in 2010 when Bobby Zamora and what's my guy? Clint Dempsey took Fulham all the way to the Europa League final before they lost to Juventus. They lost the final and I was on a Roy Hodgson. So let's see what the Fulham boys could do. Now, a win for Fulham put them 2 points behind Liverpool. While Liverpool know that they have to win to maintain that 5th spot. All of you, your clubs are welcome. After Arsenal won the other day, it was confirmed that the Premier League will have 5 slots. So all you guys that like to complain about Arsenal, I hope you can kiss the ring and say thank you for how we're helping you, you bums. Yeah. If it's to slander Arsenal now, they will not shut up. But when we're helping them now, they will not hear the thank you. So better thank us very well. You're welcome. So Liverpool, we know, have lost 3 in all competitions and at their lowest level in a long time. In fact, yesterday when I was watching the game, I was like, man, this guy really did not play Mohamed Salah for 1 minute in a Champions League knockout quarterfinal. And then he's now giving the excuses of like, it was the way I saw it, the last 20 minutes would have been defensive, so there was no need for Salah. Brother, if you played Salah from the beginning, maybe you would have had a bloody shot, you know? So it should be interesting to see how this game's going to go. But I must say, if you're Fulham, you fancy your chances of getting a result at Anfield. But Liverpool also do their best. I expect all 3 players to start, but there's a world where we may see Chukwueze start off the bench, depending on what formation Marco Silva decides to go with. But Bassey and Iwobi will definitely start. Based on their current performances, especially when you look at the fact that Fulham have won 3 of their last 5 games, I could see Fulham snatching a draw. Sorry if there's any Liverpool fans here. Don't be annoyed, but I think it's going to be 1-1. And hopefully we can see Iwobi score another banger. That would be amazing. Also, Crystal Palace, Christantus Uche did not play today. We already know that. Let me even check the score of that match. Okay, Shakhtar Donetsk are winning 3-0. Did they play Prosper Uba? Not yet. On the bench. Conference League. Crystal Palace are currently 2-0 up to Fiorentina. That's more like it. Prem power. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Very stupid player. Someone that should have waited to go to Congo and play for Congo. He went to go and twerk for 2 caps. for France. Now you watch the World Cup at home while France and Congo are there. Very silly boy. I don't understand who educates some of these people sometimes. If you see the way he now made a meal out of the story, they're now saying on Sky Sports that Zaha was mocking him, some. Mateta, better take your time. Oh. Anyway, we all know Uche is nowhere in the squad for the Conference League, but hopefully he'll be back in the squad for the league game. Crystal Palace are 14th, Newcastle are 12th. They both play Sunday 2 p.m. Newcastle are now out of all competitions. They need to try to push for a European spot, even though it's very unlikely. I have to say Newcastle, Liverpool have probably the two. I know, Tottenham. Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham. When it comes to expectations versus reality for this season, 3 of you get F9, honestly. But despite being 12th, Newcastle are only 7 points behind 5th. So if they want to get into Europe, they have to start now. However, Palace are only 3 points behind and looking to climb out of the bottom half of the table. The good news for Crystal Palace is if they win the Conference League, they will qualify automatically for the Europa League. And I think you have to say that when your other opponents are Shakhtar Donetsk, Mainz, and who's the other team? Is it Freiburg? You will fancy your chances if you are Crystal Palace. Shakhtar, Mainz, Rayo Vallecano, and Crystal Palace. One of those 4 will probably win the Conference League. So let's see what shakes out. But anyway, let's see if Uche makes the squad. At this point, we can't even expect him to get minutes. And I can't wait to see how his situation changes in the summer by the grace of God. But scoreline, I still expect Palace. Well, they have a European hangover. So let's go 1-1. And then finally on Sunday with the Nigerian players, Nottingham Forest play Aston Villa at the City Ground. So once they finish this game, it's currently 1-1. 4 more minutes to go. Porto cross in swinger out. Missed it. That's Samuel. Okay, no, that one is injured. Anyway, so after this, we know that both teams are in good positions where they need to keep winning. Nottingham Forest are 16th, so they're above Tottenham, and Aston Villa are 4th and look on course to make it to the Champions League. Villa are 6 points above Chelsea, so that's very big. A win for Aston Villa could take them 9 points ahead of Chelsea. Since Chelsea fans keep trying to cry in my comments that they want to see Arsenal both to the league, but you need to beat Man City to have any chance of making the Champions League. So what's going to give? Hate or actual reality? Because either way, Arsenal, we're going to clown you because your club is useless right now. So pick your poison, my friend. You think the days of complaining that Arsenal are finishing 4th, you thought it would never turn around. Thank you, God, for this thing called ball. Oh, what's an invention? Anyway, let's see. If Villa win that match, you have to say that Chelsea will be in a very precarious position, especially if they don't win against City on Sunday. Forest beat Tottenham 3-0 before the international break, but they cannot rest in their laurels. And most importantly for Forest as well, Chris Wood made his return after 6 months out. Chris Wood has been out since October. You guys know how many goals Chris Wood scored for Nottingham Forest last year. So that's a very, very fantastic return and timely return for Chris Wood coming back. So let's see how the game go. You know, they're 3 points above relegation zone, and you have to say they must be winning their home games. I expect Aina to start. I want you on the bench, and I could see Nottingham Forest sneaking this one 2-1. After doing the hard work against Tottenham, I think they will just about get the job done, and that will be that. So those are my predictions for the Premier League games involving our Nigerian players. Before I quickly go into the other Premier League games, quick comments on what I've just gone through. They have to go. Have you seen the H Cup? Yeah. I think they'll find another club. Aroko Dari came to UK to cruise. That's why I think my bro to enjoy himself. Ooh, LV, this is not a bad shout too. Accordams to Newcastle. The problem is Newcastle fans think they are better than who they are. That's why I saw one Newcastle fan insulting us that Osimhen should come to Newcastle. I was like, are you stupid? Do you know how useless your club is? Like, why are we acting like we don't know Osimhen's credentials? But I'm sure they won't turn their nose up at Accordams. But honestly, they could do much worse. They're becoming like West Ham, where they just can't identify the right striker. And when you look at how they've spent money this year, if I ever hear Newcastle complain about PSR, they deserve a slap. Sage, the gift urban stuff, I have to be honest, when I was in Morocco, speaking to a few NFF officials, I heard there could be an issue with his passport, something about passport eligibility. But the truth of the matter is, if he scores 20 goals in a season, they'll somehow figure it out. So I don't know why either, but let's see. Oh, wow, Sevilla fans attacked Accor and Ejuke's boss. Omo, that's sad though. But I won't lie to you, the fans have a right to be angry. Sevilla lost to Real Oviedo last week, who are already confirmed to go down to like Sevilla are very useless. So like we have to be honest, they could even go down, but still don't attack our players, please. Da Vinci said, "Bro, if anything, I want West Ham to stay up for the sake of our race of people." No, maybe the only coach of color, as we both call it in the league. Oh, I didn't even think about that angle. Me, I even like the angle because I was born in East London, Dagenham. That's the area where West Ham is. I still like West Ham, you know, the Cockneys, East London. And I just think West Ham are like culture club of the UK. So I don't want West Ham going down. So I hope they stay for sure. Yeah, you're welcome. Arsenal saving the EPL. I free you. I hope this your athletic comment has nothing to do with what I said about Arsenal coefficient, because each federation, your people have to win or lose to affect your federation. So don't cop out and kiss the ring. Thank you. Davinci said, I'm not a fan of Tolu, but to be fair, is there any striker that could have shined our Wolves this season? I pray he can one day resurrect his Super Eagles career like Onuachu. It's a tricky one when you say this season, and I agree. Yes, last year they had Cunha, but I watched Strand Larson score 15 goals for Wolves last season. We're not even asking for Faroko Dari even scored 6 or 7. Akko Adams has 7 goals playing for one of the worst Sevilla sides I've ever seen in my life. Faroko Dari has what? 2 Premier League goals, maybe 3. Like, the truth is, when you watch his fundamentals, I just don't see it. Like, I'll be honest, I just don't see it, personally. In fact, if we are being objectively harsh, that South Africa away game in Bloemfontein on that stupid pitch. Do you remember that Aroko Dari chance that he should have scored? That he flashed the ball across the post. Let's see, Sha. Adeola, you are still going with this your banter. In fact, you're going to be the first person I'm going to speak to when we win. I'm telling you, prepare yourself, Adeola. Prepare your mind. After you said that Slots Mojo has vacuumed, I spoke about it earlier. The guy has lost his momentum, I'm telling you. Fiorentina fighting relegation, but they look all right at the moment. Chukwueze should not sign for Fulham permanently. He has Harry Wilson and Oscar Bob. But you have to admit, apart from Harry Wilson, he's been playing far better than Oscar Bob. I think he should. He seems pretty happy and comfortable there. But what I would say is you should wait to see if Marco Silva goes or not, because the manager changing makes a big difference. And I need Chukwueze playing somewhere where he starts. But he seems to enjoy being in England. I know I saw his segment on Iwobi's vlog where he was saying Iwobi not talking about the weather. But truth of the matter is, when you leave Villarreal to come to London, he must be so much happier being in this environment, you know. So many more Nigerians around. So that's interesting. Don't mind Mateta. Even though Ogochukwu is wasting his time. In fact, when he's ready, I think we should make him wait. Because that one, his destiny is Super Eagles or nothing. Stop wasting his time. Tolu, my bro. Hey, guys, if you remember Tolu during AFCON, this is my best friend here, Tolu Odene. You can see him right there. Shout out Tolu, man. He just came back from Brazil. Best in enjoyment. Tolu, they took Uche out of their Conference League squad, man. It's so bad. So it's a shame. So let's see what happens. Exactly, Mateta. Very stupid guy. Oh, Adeola, winning Premier League cannot be temporary happiness. So that's happiness for a while. In fact, it wipes out 22 years of jokes. So let's see. Law, only chance Aroko Dari makes Nigeria squad. Russia makes their own World Cup. Law, that was a joke. Adeola, you really like Arsenal Spain? No, don't worry. Charles, we plan to now. That's why I keep asking for dossier. You have not sent it now. Or is the election happening now? It's not September. I'm trying to gather all the information and prep. Once the World Cup is done, July, and we do AFCON, we'll face them from July to September. So we'll see how it goes. Tolu should have gone to Bundesliga, not Prem. West Ham, Millwall. I hope West Ham stay. Well, I feel if Millwall come back up, that'll be interesting. Thank you for clarifying. I feel it was Atletico Madrid. You're right. Wasn't that Falcao times? When Falcao was crazy. Charles, shout Femi Aziz. When he commits to Nigeria, we'll see how he does. For anybody that doesn't know, Femi Aziz is 25 years old, winger for Millwall, playing well, been nominated for player of season championship. Could be an option for Nigeria, but at the moment, his nationalities are English and Spanish. His mom's Spanish, his dad's English, Nigerian, I mean. Born and raised in England. His brother is Miguel Aziz, who did not make it. But I must say, Femi Aziz is a very good player. But players like this, until you try to come to Nigeria, I'm not going to be spending my time glazing championship players. I'm sorry. Like, when I look at my right-wing pool, I still have Chukwueze. I still have Nathan Tella, who are playing for clubs that are going for Europe or just playing Champions League football. And then, of course, I have my new hero, Zadok Yohanna, to keep me excited. You know, that's not even mentioning Bamdele Yusufu, who can play as a right winger. So, with all due respect, like Femi Aziz, when he confirms that he wants to play for Nigeria, we'll bring him in and we'll see where he stands on the list. Because right now, he's definitely not a starter or a backup, even though he's playing well for Millwall. So we shall see. Any other comments before I continue? England have multiple good players, but there's an English player that isn't good there. Defense to admit it. Thank you. Who are you speaking about that is trash? Aroko Dariabi. He's not the best. He's all right. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I just want us to keep track because they want to distract us. Oh, they cannot distract me. Charles, I've written all the info. Don't worry. Me and NFF this year is not possible. Send me the information. We'll be all right. That would be nice. If he moves to Villa, look, once you become a Premier League player, a lot of context is out of the way because it's the best league in the world for a reason. So we see what happens. Remember his brother Arsenal. Exactly. That was his brother, Miguel. Ajax and Chelsea monitoring Zadok. Honestly, bro, anything I see about Zadok and people monitoring him, take it a pinch of salt. This guy has only played 6 games for Ike. Yes, the whole of Sweden is going crazy. In fact, when I get to Zadok, we'll talk about it. And I've even had Ike fans personally commenting on the videos, telling me they've not seen a talent in Sweden like this since Alexander Isak. That is crazy. So we have something on our hands, but in terms of clubs monitoring, I can't see it. People said that the club may be desperate to have to offload in the summer, but let's at least give him the whole of April to see how he performs, and then see what's next. But me, I just want him to stay there and perform well. In fact, I'm reaching out to Ike. I want to see if I can get myself down there and interview him now while by the deep, because what I saw in my eyes, I'm even going to watch the match at 6 p.m. on Monday. So watch Zadok on Monday. Watch Zadok on Monday. Da Vinci said, Olu, I didn't even know Mateta was Congolese. Don't mind him. Busy celebrating one cap. They're now going to come and harass Zaha. Like Nigeria people celebrating gaining foreign citizenship. Honestly, the thing makes me so sad. Even calling out his enemies of progress. Thank you. That's part that pissed me off so much. Trying to act like he's France level. Useless player. Don't get me wrong. I know Femi Aziz is a good player. Oh. I know. But this I guarantee you perform more consistently than Chukwueze. Is all heresy. You are saying this guarantee because of Chukwueze performance for Nigeria. I know what I've seen Chukwueze play like for Fulham this season. If it's by that, then I could have made serious guarantees, just like you've made for Femi Aziz. Do we even know if the guy knows anything about Nigeria? Will he feel comfortable? There are a lot of questions, but don't get me wrong. It's clear he's a very talented footballer. But the way people say, I guarantee you perform more consistent than Chukwueze, I think that's insulting. That's people using AFCON semi-final miss to judge. The amount of people that commented, Zadok will replace Chukwueze. Finally, Chukwueze will touch bench. Is the same thing that happened to Maduka Okoye is happening to Chukwueze now. In some Nigerians' minds, he cannot be a good player again. He's committed, he's condemned forever. Like Ayek Beni and Sani Keita. Why do we do this, Nigerians? But you want them to commit, but then any small mistake, they are doomed to condemnation forever. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Daniel Elumelu. Wait, I hope I don't mess now. Elumelu name that we all know in Nigeria now. Yeah, he plays for Millwall. So they're on course to make the playoffs at the moment and potentially move to the Premier League. And he was also voted, nominated as one of the players of the season for the championship. After you said the only reason why Simon's still in Super Eagles squad is because of experience and Kole Osho. I mean, to be fair, he scored 2 in the last 2. I think next AFCON will be Moses Simon's final bow. But Kole Osho has not impressed me enough for us to be looking there. Guys, let's respect the show of Super Eagles. So the names I keep hearing people call, like when I hear people say Tino Anjorin, that guy is basic. He never plays well for Torino. He does not even start for them. Then some telling me he should come and play for Nigeria. I'm like, is it that we just like foreign things and foreign passports? But I don't get it. Some things just seem bizarre to me, I'll be honest. No, we'll press their neck always. Always. Amen. Zadok will not end up in Chelsea Island. I agree. Olise dodged the bullet too. You're right. Sani Suleiman. Thank you for reminding me about him. I'm so intrigued to see when Leipzig unleash this boy. Because if we have these 2 guys, one playing for Leipzig, one is Zadok already, and then you keep your Lookman is Jokam, and Osimhen will still be good for the next 4 years. And as long as they keep Eric Schell in charge, he will have the continuity to decide on his squad. So let's hope that will be the case. Kole Osho needs to do more, man. I'm sorry. You're playing for Paris FC. The irony of it is Kole Osho plays in the same club as Moses Simon. So why should I be desperate to have Kole Osho when he has not proven that he can really scale the heights? You know, that's just my point. It's not everybody that is a dual national which you want yet. I like him, but he has not progressed in the last 2 years. That's the honest truth. You know, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, other Premier League games, quickly. Arsenal play Bournemouth on Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Like I said, I'm going to the game, so watch out for that one. Obviously, we bounced back after our 2 losses to City and Southampton by winning against Sporting away, which is a great result considering Sporting's home record. I hope you guys saw that Sporting Lisbon had won 17 of their last 17 home games, and they had not lost a home fixture in like 50 games or something since Arsenal beat them 5-1 last year or something like that. So very good performance, especially when you win 1-0 and you just take the goal and go back to the Emirates. Honestly, I was so happy. They must now continue, of course. We know we've won our last 4 games in the Premier League, so we need to continue. What makes me annoyed or worried, though, is Bournemouth have drawn their last 5 games. And also, last season, Bournemouth were one of the teams to surprise us at the Emirates, and they beat us. They're also unbeaten in their last 10 games. So while Arsenal were doing well as well, Bournemouth right now, they're the king of draws. And I can't even lie, a draw will not be good enough for Arsenal. It's a bit too squeaky bum for my liking. So Arsenal, how are we going to break down the Senesi and the Hills and figure out a way of scoring on Saturday? Honestly, I'm not sure, but I will be at the stadium to figure it out. So my prediction is Arsenal will win this match 1-0. I don't even need much. 1-0. Give me my David Raya clean sheet. It'll be nice to get a Gabriel header. I haven't seen one of those in a while. So that'll be nice. And look, I need us to close this Prem. Close it now. So let's get it. Also, Brentford will play Everton. This should be a very tasty game at 3 p.m. 7th versus 8th. Both teams are with the chance of even sneaking into the Champions League. Talk less of the Europa League or the Conference League. So this should be a very tasty game. They're both level on points, and they're looking for a guaranteed Europa League spot at the very least. Brentford have drawn their last 4 games, though, in all competitions, but they won the game just before the 4 draws. While Everton have been in incredible form, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. You remember the only game they've lost was the one against Arsenal, where Max Darman scored in the last minute and Gyökeres scored in the 89th minute. So you have to say Everton will be filling themselves. But Brentford have such a good home record that I don't know how to split this one, so I'm just going to say 1-1 and may the best team win. Then we also have Brighton, who are in with the chance of making it into Europe as well. They're currently 10th, and they're playing relegation-doomed Burnley. Burnley are winless their last 6 matches and haven't beaten Brighton since 2018, so 8 years ago. So it's not going to change today. Brighton have 43 points, and we're trying to get into European spot, as I said. And 10 of the last 21 games between these sides have ended in a draw. So you could guess what I'm thinking here. It's giving draw. I think Scott Parker will set his boys up to still play with some pride. So I could see this also being a draw. And then probably one of the most fun games to anticipate for the weekend. Sunday, 2 p.m., we see Sunderland host Tottenham Hotspur at the Stadium of Light, which will be Roberto De Zerbi's first game for his new club, who he claims he will go down to the championship if they're relegated with. But this is going to be so exciting. Despite being bottom half, Sunderland are just 3 points behind 7th place Brentford. So they also have a possibility of making it to Europe if they can get on a good winning one. While Tottenham, we know, are 1 point up and place above the relegation zone. Let there be light, and there was light. No more light for today. You can still see my fine face. It's okay. Let's talk. If I'm battling with battery packs again. But yeah, Tottenham, on the other hand, are 1 point and 1 place above West Ham, as we just mentioned earlier. So they have to find a way to win this game in 7 games to go. Mind you, today is the 9th of April, and Tottenham Hotspur have not won a Premier League match in 2026. I mean, it's the spirit of the Tottenham, as they say, you know. We can't even deny that one, because true. This is literally like spirit of Tottenham behavior. Let me see if I can save my light quickly for quality control. Okay. Also, I like standing because it's good. You know, don't sit down all the time. But anyway, where was I? Sunderland and Tottenham. I don't even know what to predict because on one hand, I'm one of those people I really respect Roberto De Zerbi. I think he's an excellent manager. But then it's Tottenham. We've seen Conte there. We've seen Mourinho there. Who have we not seen go there and think they could save the day? Even I did not think Thomas Frank was going to bomb there, I'm telling you. So, and you have to say Sunderland will be feeling themselves. I'm sure they would love to try and see if they could push for Europe. So I'm going to predict a 2-1 just because of my agenda. I really, really, really want Tottenham to get relegated, especially for that day when Son and their team were celebrating losing to Man City, just because it meant Arsenal will not win the Premier League. So let's see how that game goes. And then on Monday night, before I get to the big blockbuster, Manchester United play Leeds United in one of the big battles of the North. These two teams were big rivals, especially in the early 90s, especially when Man United signed Eric Cantona from Leeds United. So that's when it became really, really bad blood. Fun fact for a pub quiz, Leeds United are actually the last team to win the English First Division before it got rebranded to the Premier League. If I was a Leeds fan, I'll be so annoyed. Because now people will say, no, we've not won Premier League, but we won it in 1992. So this is quite an interesting game, of course. Man United are third. Leeds are, of course, 15th. And Leeds are on their way to the FA Cup semi-final. But United have won 7 of their 10 games under Michael Carrick. And they've won their last 5 games at home. So they've really turned Old Trafford to a fortress. I mean, when you think about how people are clowning United, the fact that they look like they're going to process quite easily to third place is quite good to see. Leeds, on the other hand, are 15th. And 4 points above relegation zone, and have not won in their last 6 games in the league. And they have not scored in any of their last 4 in the league. So, guys, no need to talk too much. Man United are winning this match 3-0 or 3-1, if not 4-1. In fact, am I captaining Bruno Fernandes? If you like, don't captain Bruno Fernandes. Whatever you see, accept it. So on that, and I know that Bruno Fernandes guy, he will do his best to try and see if he can get close to Henry's 20 assist record, even though like 13 of his assists have been free kicks. And now all of a sudden, Premier League fans are quiet. When it was Saka, they were complaining. Very hypocritical human beings. But it's all good. What was I trying to check? My captain. Is it Bruno? Yes, it's Bruno. All right, amazing. So, that'll be that. And then, of course, the big one for this weekend. I know you guys are probably well aware. Chelsea play Manchester City in the big game on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. I mean, must-win game for both teams, it has to be said. I think Chelsea being 1 point behind Liverpool, if they drop any more points, they're in big trouble. And they could even be usurped by the guys behind them like Brentford or Everton. City are 9 points behind Arsenal, even with their game in hand, of course. But to stand any chance of catching us, City have to win all their 8 games. I think that's just facts. So any slip up against Chelsea is going to put paid to their hopes. But Chelsea have just won 7-0. But it was their first win in 5 after losing 4 in a row. We also know Enzo Fernandez will not play. And you have to say over the last few seasons, City tend to get the better of Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And it's always a significant result. Do you remember that year Kevin De Bruyne scored that smashing goal in that purple kit? And you just knew City were going to win the league. So maybe that's the case. But Chelsea, Blue Co, I need you to rise. Remember, you're a football club. And you actually need the Champions League to survive. If not, your losses are too much. So my head says 1-1. We still need to remember City drew their last 2 games in the league. Yes, they looked absolutely impressive in their last 2 games. Liverpool and Arsenal cooked both of us, yes. But Chelsea are still the home side. Like, they're not useless. So I think Chelsea, my head says 1-1, but my heart, Blue Co. Come and help you to 1. God bless you. So that's what I think is going to happen in the Premier League games, to be honest. Very, very exciting stuff. Elvis says, nice one, bro. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to all 60 people on here. Please like the video if you've not. Please subscribe if you're new here. Afriyu said, I think you have joined the Ryan hype train in FPL. Oh, I have. And it's not hype train. I've liked Ryan since I watched him. In fact, I was one of the people that liked him immediately. One thing people need to, let me give away some of my secrets. Before Rafinha moved to Barcelona, outside of the Premier League Big Six, in fact, at the Big Six, outside of Arsenal, Rafinha was my favorite player. I love these wingers that just take the piss out of players. Bro, Rafinha, look at Rafinha at Barca now. I was telling people this 3 years ago. Rafinha even retweeted one of my Insta stories when I captained him in my FPL. I'm telling you, when he was playing for Leeds United, Rafinha can shoot, pass, cross, dribble, press, short pass, long pass, header, free kick, Diagonal free kick outside of the boots. There's nothing Rafinha cannot do. I like this kind of wingers. And when I watched Ryan, 19 years old, straight from Brazil, I watched his first 4 games in the Prem. I said, this boy is ready. He took one shot like against one team. He has not scored or assisted in a few games. But Joe means for Ancelotti to call you up for Bournemouth. Nah, I'm fully on the hype train, my bro. I love it, man. I love it. Eric Bonham should be in the Super Eagles. I agree. We should go and get him on. Right footed left back. Appreciate you. He says Championship is the best second tier in the world. We totally agree. But when you say many teams, please caveat to not elite teams. Senegal do not pick players from Championship. Morocco, if it's Imran Loser, there's 1 or 2 people, but it's not normal. Please, Nigeria's level, we should not be having Championship player. We should still have enough that we don't need to go to the best second tier in the world. No. I know where I'm trying to get Super Eagles to go, please. Bundesliga 2, Championship, I know they are decent leagues. They are all far better than any league in Africa, we know. But no, Super Eagles player cannot be playing second tier, please. Can you imagine any of the so-called tier 1 nations having players in the Championship? Even Netherlands. In fact, when I look at Netherlands, they are 8 million population. I'm like, they are not even our level like that. At least in terms of creating, they should not be our level based on population. But me, where I see Super Eagles going, look at how Morocco, they've transformed their reputation in 4 years. With good preparation and good planning, these things go away. Morocco are not begging anybody again. Everybody respects them. Your World Cup performances supersede your AFCON performances any time of the day. So this is why I also tell you guys, and not to bring it back to Gusau again, but this is why they must go. If Nigeria missed 3 World Cups in a row, our standing as a footballing nation is over. I hope you know. It is done. Egypt, all the AFCONs they won, outside of Africa, they were a non-entity until Salah qualified them for the 2018 World Cup. Then all of a sudden, Mamouche has now come again. We're now seeing, I remember that number, there's one guy that played for Al Ahly, he played during the AFCON for them. Very skillful attacking midfielder. But the point is until Salah and Co now started to get Egypt to resurrect. Do you know the wider world respects Egypt more since 2018, while they've not won any AFCON and they've lost 2 finals, than when they were winning 3 AFCONs? Why? Because they were not in the World Cup. So I'm telling you guys, like, we missed 1 World Cup 2008. We said, okay, no problem. It's okay. Zizou, thank you, Afri, ball knowledge. I was about to say Zizou said, but I wasn't sure. But I'm telling you, this is how it starts. You miss 1 World Cup. All of a sudden, we qualify for 3 straight. You now miss 1 World Cup. We even say, okay, extenuating circumstances. Now you have missed a second one in a row that we not think is possible. All of us on this live chat, like right now, this time last year, we thought it was unfathomable that we could miss the World Cup. Okay, that's a lie because we have played Zimbabwe. This time, 2 years ago, it was unfathomable that we'll miss the World Cup. Is that fair? Now it has happened. It is now the reality. And we are still seeing the mediocrity that is happening and the lack of the federation being able to run its affairs properly. You allow it to continue, it will get worse. It's the same way in Nigerian society. When I lived in Abuja from 2001 to 2003, when I lived in Abuja, we did not have a generator. In fact, if I did not live through this, I would not believe it's possible. They used to announce on NTA before they take lights. They'll say, sorry, tomorrow between 10 and 2 a.m. p.m., there's not going to be any power failure. In Abuja, I saw it to my eyes. In Abuja, Garki, I used to live there. Me, my brother, and my mom will be riding bikes on the pavement inside our estate. Place was serene. We even thought we were in Europe safe. Guys, look at Abuja now. Can you imagine them announcing before they take lights? If I say you don't get generator, I went back to the same Abuja last year. Some things are still nice, but Abuja of 2001 and 2025 is not the same. That's the same thing that can happen to our football if there's no consequence for bad behavior. These same people can watch a women's team win all the titles, go to every World Cup, leave them to fail at the Olympics and still not prepare on how to build on their successes. And everybody's looking at twiddling thumbs. Our men's team, Gusa will tell you that he's running for election while he has missed 2 World Cups.
Our under-17 team has not made an AFCON or a World Cup in a long time. Our underage groups are practically useless. We have not qualified for an Olympic Games in 10 years. So I ask what again? What is the point? Why do we allow people continue? Because based on anything objective, even if you want to praise for Eric Shah and AFCON record, everything else is F9, as I've said. What is the state of play in Nigeria? Whether it's grassroots development or even football development, refereeing, nothing. Grassroots pitches, F9. 5-a-side pitches across the country, F9. Stadium, we have only one in Uyo, and it is not even good enough. So I ask again, what is it that they are doing that they want to hold on to power? Apart from collecting government alawi, we are not going to America. You want to go to Women's World Cup in Brazil, you cannot even create friendly games for these people. Like, I want to even be honest, guys, apart from even me tackling NFF, if we are being brutally honest, do any of these people deserve to stay in their job? Why? Like, let's be objective, especially all of you that live abroad. You know how they KPI you in your job or in any organization or public organization. Just give me one reason we should stay with these idiots. One. Is it kids deal? Is it sponsorships? Is it commercialization? Is it grassroots development? Is it attracting sponsorship and understanding how to tie in the private sector to the public sector? Is it finding a way to join up the MPFL with academies and find a way to create an ecosystem that works for Nigeria? So somebody tell me again, and I'm going to stop my rants now before I continue again, because I know these people, very useless guy. Right foot and left foot, do USA and Czech Republic look like the level of Nigeria? Czech Republic are going to their first World Cup since 2006 in 20 years. USA is not a footballing nation. Please don't disrespect Nigeria again like that too. Where are you from? Are you Nigerian? USA and Czech. Anyway, let me know he's NFF anger for that comment. USA and Czech Republic pick player. That's who this Nigeria's benchmark now. You see the insults we collect because of NFF. Czech Republic and USA is now our level in football. Czech Republic, USA. Hey! Say they look better than us right now because they qualify for the World Cup now. But if the AFCON Nigeria play Czech Republic, we'll beat them here at Shabeg. In fact, I want to play that USA. Maybe we'll give them like 4. They look very, very useless. I appreciate you, my bro. Fair enough. And you have good takes, but bro, please. I know what I'm fighting with for Nigeria. Championship, please. Why can't we select from the best of the top tier list? Yes, that's where we need to be. USA have no choice, of course. Have you seen their talent pool? Of course, they need Haji rights. If USA talent pool is here, Nigeria's talent pool is here. Don't be deceived because you have money in America and there's organization and you have Volkswagen deal. America's talent pool is very, very, very concerning. Very, very concerning. So please, no put Nigeria and USA in the same level of football. Yes, commercialization, we have no hope of ever being America. And this is what makes you realize how useless America are. Everything they need as a federation, they have it. Sponsorship, women's national team, stadium, they have over 1,000 in America. But yet, with everything they are giving, they are still useless. Because that natural, innate ability to play ball is not there. And they've turned their grassroots football development to pay for play. So it's only rich people's kids that are getting to play football. So please, they can have organization. If Nigeria had America's organization and money, we will win every World Cup. Every World Cup. Can you imagine our 200 million population with this kind of American muscle? Every match you play. Sponsor. Oh, welcome to the next Volkswagen game. Sponsored, the main sponsor of the USM national team. Ooh, now let's check out the highlights from the first half. Sponsored by Geico. Oh, look at the block of the match. Oh my God, what a save. The save of the game. Sponsored by Sony. I think I don't know America. They go finish it with adverts and sponsorship. Let's say we had American money. As Okonkwo is even announcing this is announcement, we'll have an official sponsor for dual national changing their countries. So every time a player chooses Nigeria, we'll just drop the announcement on social media and say sponsored by maybe an airline since it's moving overseas. Oh, sponsored by Nigerian, sponsored by Airpeace, something like that. We'll win every World Cup. Can you imagine? They pay a coach $4,500 a month for one kid. That's why America will never win now. Exactly, Afriyu is Haji Wright and what's the other one? There's no American player I've ever seen that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so jealous he plays for America. In my life, even Pulisic no go start for Nigeria. At least in our current formation, he will not start over Lookman. It's not possible. He will not start over Osimhen or Ako, at least as a striker. So I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you. Please, yes, we respect their muscle, but let's do in our lives, let's not ever. In fact, these are the moments you now make me defend NFF. Giant of Africa to country that call it soccer. Hey, please. Thank you, Oneo. Football heritage. Heritage. Please. Heritage. Nigeria. NFF. Look how you are embarrassing us. Czech Republic is who they are claiming is our level. God will forgive you. God will forgive you, people. Oh, I've heard about how expensive it is. It's a shame. Thank you, Nelsie. Nigeria came to USA in 94. Showed out. As I've told people, if you've not watched the documentary, Super Eagles 96 documentary is on Amazon Prime. Go and see the way Nigeria were balling. Let me post the link here for everybody so that you have it. And even this one, that's my question. Where are the remaining catalog of our performances? Where is the 2013 documentary? Where is the Nigeria 2000 documentary? We just don't think ahead. It took Amazon Prime choosing to make a video one time about 1996 for us to even have information about our country. Where are the documentaries? Where is the Sunday Umba documentary about 2013 and the last golden age of Nigeria when we won AFCON and went to the World Cup knockout rounds before we unfortunately lost to France? Where is the information? So it all adds up, my guys. Nigeria must go to Olympics. So thank you. Like Da Vinci said, Weston McKennie is a good player. Like, come on, like normally finessing fans. Da Vinci, you're too good at this. I'm going to make you be the official acronym handler. Please send me those emails, I beg. Thank you, Chechuko. Exactly. Sponsored by Suzuki. Oh, let's check out the block of the match. Sponsored by we know America now. Oh my God, what was the highlight of the day? Oh, sponsored by Geico. Ooh, sponsored by Walgreens. They go finish us with sponsorship. Hey, you know hear what? Exactly, Aduba. Yeah, I know now. America, Kings of Branding. They'll even tell you USA Road to World Cup Series, sponsored by Volkswagen. Then stupid as a man wants to now go to America, but he cannot even secure common sponsorship deal to put the right background behind. God will punish all of them. Nelsie said, we've won every football tournament at various levels, youth football and senior, except World Cup and maybe under 20. Exactly. We even lost in the final of under 20 twice. Both men and women, and I'm here in Czech Republic. Thank you. NFF, it will not be better. See what you are causing us. They are now comparing us to Czech Republic. Mind you, beautiful country, by the way. I love Prague. I went there when I finished uni. It was amazing. And obviously, we have quite a few of our players playing for Slavia Prague. So they're very welcoming for our players. And I had a wonderful time there. So let's see. Thank you. Thank you, Afri, for this. Remember that time you were angry at someone comparing Iran to Nigeria for kit name? Thank you. Ghana has name on their kit and they had a shambolic decade of football. Thank you. So we'll compare different things. But why can't Nigeria be like Senegal and Morocco? Why can't you be the gold standard of all things? Why can't you have the right sponsorship? Why can't you have the right kits with your numbers on the back? And why can't you qualify for the World Cup? Senegal do not have the same resources as Morocco. But I said the last rant I did when I told you that they organized the friendly at Stade de France. Can NFF organize friendly at Wembley? Look me in my eyes. Do you believe NFF can organize friendly at Wembley? Useless people. So, anyway, Olu, I really like to talk, Sha. It's crazy. Come here. I'll be telling you tomorrow. Anyway, let's finish up. Okay, outside of the Premier League, the picks to be aware about, guys. First of all, in the Bundesliga, Nathan Tella started his first game for Leverkusen in a long time since his long-term injury over the weekend as Leverkusen beat Wolfsburg 6-3. Now he'll be in action again as they go to the Signal Iduna Park to play Borussia Dortmund at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. It's usually a very high-scoring affair, but the last game ended 1-0 to Leverkusen and DFB Pokal. Dortmund sit comfortably in second. They're 9 points behind Bayern Munich, but they're 11 points above Leipzig. So Dortmund are definitely going to finish second. Their season's done unless they have a DFB Pokal to play, but they're already out. They also have the most clean sheets in the league with 13, which is interesting. I didn't know Dortmund. See what I was saying about all the remaining teams in the Champions League and them having wobbly defenses. Even with all the way Bayern are dominating in the league, their defense is not as good as Borussia Dortmund, which I think is quite interesting. Leverkusen, on the other hand, have not kept clean sheets in 6 games, so we know they're going to concede. That one's for sure. Leverkusen, though, are 4 points behind Stuttgart in 4th, so they need to catch up if they want to get UCL qualification. Also, I think Spain and Germany, it's pretty even Stevens between who's going to get the final 5th Champions League spot, especially with Bayern beating Real Madrid. So I think Germany may end up peeping Spain to that 5th spot, but it all depends on how the rest of the games go, so let's see how it goes. But apart from that, for Nathan Tella especially, we expect him to get more minutes. After starting last weekend, can he start again? I also think Nathan Tella is a player that people need to be excited about. Yes, he's 25 and he's been very unfortunate. He's only played 1 time for Nigeria and Unity Cup last year. But there's something in Nathan Tella that if you can harness it the right way, he could be a good backup option. I don't think Nathan Tella will ever become like Lookman, or I don't think he has the potential as Zadok Yohanna has, for example. But there's a very talented player in there. And I'll be intrigued to see what he can put together if he started an entire season in top 5 league, starting most games and playing most minutes. I think we'll be quite shocked at what Nathan Tella can do. So I expect him to start, but I have to say I can't see Dortmund losing this game. I think it will be a 2-1 win for Dortmund, but hopefully it'll be a 1-1 and Nathan Tella can get a goal contribution. As for Serie A, Maduka Okoye is in action at the San Siro on Saturday, 5 p.m. as Udinese in 11th place play AC Milan, who are 3rd. Obviously, Napoli beat AC Milan last time out, which meant that AC Milan dropped to 3rd because they've only won 3 of their last 5 games because of those last 2 losses. They're now 9 points behind Inter, so it's pretty much done. Inter, of course, threw away the title last year to Napoli. Very, very annoying. I remember watching Pedro score that last-minute penalty for Lazio against Inter. But this year, you could tell they're not going to make those mistakes. Udinese, on the other hand, drew with Como last game out. And Maduka Okoye has kept 2 clean sheets on the bounce, of course. I'm sure they would love to push into the top half of the table, but I think trying to make a European spot is a bit too far away for Udinese, just because Italy is definitely not getting an extra spot. And right now, Roma are in the last Conference League spot with 54 points, and Udinese have only 40. So it's safe to say that between now and the end of the season, Udinese players are just playing for the vibes. It's probably a better place to be in than having to fight a relegation battle, to be fair. So that should be interesting. I expect Okoye to start this match, but I expect AC Milan to try to get back to winning ways after that loss. I can see AC Milan, let's go 1-1. Udinese kept clean sheets in their last 2 games, and I can see them getting another draw again. Moving back to Italy, to Spain. We actually have a big bomber clash involving Nigerian players. Sevilla's Ako Adams and Ejuke are hosting Atletico Madrid this Saturday at 8 p.m. Of course, Sevilla are doing really poorly. With 8 games to go, they're only 2 points above relegation zone. That's what I'm telling you. Since January, they're just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. In fact, they make me so annoyed. You can't even argue the fact that Ejuke plays every week is what tells you the level of their talents. No disrespect, even from the bench. Ejuke has not scored a goal this entire year. I don't think he has 1 assist, but he keeps getting 20 minutes every match. That tells you how much they're struggling for talent. I'm sorry. So good luck to them. Atletico Madrid, of course, are safe. They're 11 points above Betis, so they're going to finish 3rd or 4th. They will want to probably get to 3rd as they're 1 point behind Villarreal. But we know that this weekend, they don't want to panic too much because they have a second against Barcelona. And that is more important as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure as long as they're concerned, we know they lost 3 in a row just before beating Barcelona. So I'm sure they'll love to keep the vibes going. And you have to admit, with how terrible Sevilla are, even a second-string Atletico Madrid really should be beating them. I'll be honest. Atletico Madrid squad is big enough to beat these guys. That's the honest truth. Adams will start. We know that. Ejuke will come off the bench. Lookman may be rested again. He played 60 minutes. I can see a world where Simeone starts him, though. Let him get like 50 minutes and at least a goal contribution inside his legs. And I think Atletico win this easily, 3-1. There's no point of Niger bias. Sevilla are absolutely useless, honestly. And then, of course, in Turkey, Onuachu continues his march towards the Golden Boot and potentially the league title. Onuachu, Chibike Waiwu, and Anthony Nwakeme will be in action at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Trabzonspor on a 5-game winning streak in the league and only 4 points behind Galatasaray because Galatasaray won their match yesterday, which was pretty impressive. Alanyaspor are firmly mid-table region, so Trabzonspor really should be hoping they should be able to beat them, even if it's an away match. Onuachu and Waiwu will start, we know. Nwakeme may start as well, like he did last game, but it's likely Nwakeme will come off the bench. Oh my God, I just saw one of the Moffi misses, man. That was bad. Anyway, Trabzonspor are going to win this game, and I hope it will be 2-0 with Onuachu back to scoring again. And then finally, rave of the moment, new Super Eagles sensation. Safe to say, this is Zadok Yohanna's world, and we're all just living in it. I have never commented about a new player playing for Nigeria or a Nigerian player making a debut in Europe and seen such a viral reaction to the content in my life. It has never, ever, 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 ever happened. But this Zadok Yohanna boy, the way he gingered the people, it's like nothing I've ever seen before, man. When I tell you that our Instagram account has got how many views? 39.9 thousand views of our Zadok Yohanna reel. TikTok is even crazier. 80,000 people have watched a Nigeria Football Weekly TikTok. It's never happened before. Our highest watched TikTok was 53,000. Bassey during Morocco. And the Odumodu Black crazy video with me. And Zadok Yohanna alone has allowed us gain about 600 followers in the last 4 days on our TikTok. I'm trying to explain to you the extent of the way this guy is big. Twitter, Instagram, same thing. Over 300 followers. Even our Twitter that barely gets the kind of traction we get from other channels. I am telling you, Zadok Yohanna got us at least 100 new followers. Our video on Zadok Yohanna has been watched. Show me the analytics. Over 678 likes, over 44,000 views, even on Twitter. You get the point. The hype is definitely there. And yes, even if you say, oh, look, garnished it with the way I talk, this is all Zadok Yohanna's doing. You remember the stats I mentioned? One game, hit the post 3 times, scored the winning goal, took 8 shots, won 10 out of 13 dribbles successfully. Unbelievable player, aerial duels, long passes, everything. And guys, the best part of it all week, if you see the way Swedish people have been in my comments, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, I've heard at least 5 or 10 messages from actual Swedes mentioning that they've not seen a talent like this in the Allsvenskan before. Like, they're excited. I even saw somebody say, can Sweden fast track his citizenship so he could play for Sweden? Mind you, this is someone playing only a 6th game of the season. And he's got the entire country excited about his potential. Sweden. Even Nigerians, if you see how many excited people from the north, I saw tweet that is from the Ala Ikon FC Academy in Kaduna. He's a Kaduna boy. Guys, there's nothing like football. This is why we have to get this Azamen out. I'm telling you. Who said it was a comment? All because a comment made you know Zadok Yohanna. It wasn't that. I saw a tweet actually. I don't know what comment you're speaking about, but I saw a tweet on my Twitter page after he scored those goals. And the way the page was talking about the way he played, I was like, I need to go check this guy out, man. So that was what it was. And yes, he's fully Nigerian. He cannot play for Sweden. I'm just trying to explain to you how good of a footballer the people thought he is, or he is, and he's going to be. I've had people from Sweden say since Alexander Isak, their country has not seen any talent on this level or scale before. And you have to say that he also passes the eye test. He's not one of those players that he may be good eye test wise, but he has no stats. This guy has stats and the eye test. Yes, I don't want us to panic or get carried away. Let's see how he gets on over the next few months as the season has only just started. But when you have an entire country excited about a player, guys, he's so good. And I'm telling you, Zadok Yohanna, literally, I had the Ike press officer give me his email on Twitter because I'm Nigerian and I was talking about him. And this is the good thing about these smaller clubs when they're still trying to get their name out there. Can you imagine the press officer of Arsenal replying my tweets, being like, hey, Olu, just email me at Sebastian Larson at Ake. We'll figure something out. And I want to watch his game on Monday, but I want to see if I could go to Sweden, actually watch a game in the press box, speak to the club, see if they could get me an interview with Zadok. Let's talk to him. In fact, I'm now motivated. Let Zadok be my first interview. Because it's a lot of work. But for a talent like this, wow. And honestly, it sounds like they're even excited to host me. So I'll send them an email tomorrow. And then let's see what shakes out, you know. And if we can even collaborate, that'll be amazing. So, but anyway, after all my glazing, is to say that on Monday, the final game I want you guys to watch involving Nigerian players, we'll see Zadok Yohanna's Ike, who are currently fourth after one round of fixtures, go away to play Bromma Pojkana. You know, Swedish names sometimes they interchange. You know when they do that little Scandinavian thing. So this game's on Monday, 6 p.m. Nigeria time. So literally, I'm gonna watch this match just before we do the weekend review show at 8 o'clock on Monday. So we'll see how he gets on. Obviously, they're fourth because of goal difference, but their opponents drew their first game. All I know is Yohanna is gonna start this game, and I'm going to have my TV on to see how he performs. So very, very excited to see how this game goes. I can't even give you a prediction with my clear conscience because I'm not going to pretend and tell you that I used to watch the Alvescan, but this is the same league that produced people like Isak, Yankuba Minte, especially Bazumana Toure. I think those are the kind of things you can. I saw somebody write that Yohanna already looks like he'll be way better than Yankuba Minte at Brighton, who is still going to become even better, by the way. So Nigerians get excited. He is a right winger, left-footed right winger. Literally, I don't want to put too much pressure, but think Lamine Yamal kind of skill set, but not near the talent level yet. But think about, in fact, I have some key insights to give you all. At least 20 people from Kaduna commented on our TikTok and said they used to call him Baby Mahrez. So think Mahrez. Left-footed, that apparently that's his nickname, Mahrez. So I'm not surprised, but boy, oh boy, I'm so excited to watch this game. Let's see if he tears it up again. And who knows when I'll be able to go to Sweden. I'm going to really do my best to find a way to get myself down there for the channel and bring you guys this content. But guys, I have not been excited about a Nigerian player in such a long time. And this is why I will bring it back to my biggest enemies, the NFF. We must always tackle them. I'm sure Pinnick, if it's to shine bang bangulo and do big boy, will be there. But my brother, you see, if you do things the right way, Mr. Pinnick and Mr. Gusau, look at the kind of talent we're still able to produce despite your mediocrity. Can you imagine if you just had a semi-working federation? How many Zadoks are in Nigeria that we don't know about? How many Sani Suleimans are in Nigeria we don't know about? How many Akisomiros are at beyond limits that we don't know about yet? How many players are in Ebedi FC that we don't know about right now? I cannot even tell you I knew what Ikonala FC was until I was reading up about Zadok. So, as a man, one more time. In fact, we have to stop calling you as a man. Mr. Amaju Melvik Pinnick, Mr. Ibrahim Gusau. Somebody give me all the other names. I need someone to send me all the names of everybody in NFF. We must call them out name by name. Mr. Sanusi Abi, all of you, please. Imagine how excited we'll be. Look how excited Nigerians are about Zadok Yohanna. Me, drop TikTok, 80,000 views. Just football. I did not put Osimhen's face there. Look how the people are excited. How do we keep the excitement? Now, why are you excited? What to future? Why should we not be excited? Because people need hope. Not just in life, but also in football. And you have snatched the hope away. So we must snatch all the money you want to steal away from you because you people don't deserve to steal money. I know the worst part. If they were even competent to a degree, knowing the way Nigeria is, would anybody complain that they are stealing money small? But they are so useless, they don't even think out the box. Let's actually do some work, you know. So by the time we now steal money, I don't think they realize the extent of anger that Nigerians have for them right now. I'm telling you. But I promise you guys, during the World Cup, the chicken is going to come home to roost. Don't worry, Brian. He should not carry any Swedish passport too. God forbid, though. We need him to play for Nigeria. He has left Nigeria system. His talent cannot be finished. He's at Sweden. We know they will look after him very, very well. In fact, they will make sure they harness his skills very well before they sell him abroad. So, no negativity on that one. He should not go and play for Sweden, please. What, Sweden? Sweden that are making their first World Cup since 2018 too. And then they missed 2014. Let's not disrespect ourselves too small now. Sweden that not go to last Euros. I think people just hear European names and think they are good. Me, I watch all these countries, all of them. I know their pedigree. Even Austria that Chukwueze went to, they are playing their first tournaments in 1998. No, their first World Cups in 1998. The last Euros, they went there, see how they stunk up the gaff. Don't be deceived though. If it's not the big seven in Europe or Brazil or Argentina, as far as I'm concerned, there's no national team that can shakara Nigeria. None. If a player uses his brain to go and play for Denmark over Nigeria, good riddance, good for you. Your chance of winning trophy is more in Nigeria. Yes, Copenhagen is nicer, but when you are a club footballer, you go out to your country how many times play matches. Your club side is where it's at. Chido Obio, if you like, go and play for Denmark, no problem. Chukwueze, no problem. You're not going to win anything. Austria, Sweden, okay. What have these countries done? Yes, Denmark have won Euros. We give them from 1992. But even them, they know they won't win again. And they missed the World Cup. Denmark have missed the World Cup. So let's just respect our own team and our level too. Shout out to everybody. Just to wrap up before I go to the comments and then probably take one caller. It was almost 3 o'clock. I need to prepare for an interview. So, wants to watch for the weekend. So, just for everybody's awareness, tomorrow, of course, Ariko Dari is in action at 8 o'clock for Wolves away against West Ham. Then we've got Akisomiro's Pizza, who'll be in action against Roma away at the Olimpico. I think Dorosimi will be serving his final suspension game, so he should be back after this weekend. On Saturday, 2 p.m., Gift Urban's Verona will be playing Torino away. Hopefully, he can get at least one more goal before he leaves that bummy club. Nathan Tella's Leverkusen go to the Signal Iduna Park to play against Borussia Dortmund at 2:30, as of course. Maduka Okoye's Udinese go to San Siro to play AC Milan at 5 p.m. And then we'll see the Fulham boys, Iwobi, Bassey, and Chukwueze go away to play Liverpool at Anfield at 5:30 p.m. The late kickoff on Saturday at 8 p.m. we'll see Akko Adams and Ejuke Sevilla play at home against Atletico Madrid's Lookman. On Sunday, Ola Aina and Awoni's Nottingham Forest play Aston Villa at 2 p.m. Then Christantus Uche's Crystal Palace will be in action against Newcastle at 2 p.m. as well. At 3 p.m., we'll see the Trabzonspor boys, Onuachu, Waiwu, and Nwakeme go away to play Alanya Spor. Then Filippo Telli and Jordan Tornariga's Hamburg will play away against Stuttgart at 4:30 p.m. That'll be a tough game because Stuttgart are currently in pole position for a Champions League spot. And Dennis Undav is currently the second top goal scorer in the Bundesliga after Harry Kane. So he's the highest scoring German footballer in the world right now. Then on Monday, obviously, Zadok Ball, as you've just said. 6 p.m. Zadok Ball. 6 p.m. sharp. And then 7:45 p.m. we'll see Lazio's Dele Bashiru at 7:45 p.m. play away against Fiorentina. So that's it in terms of the ones to watch. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Just for time, I will only be able to take one person if anybody wants to come on and chat, but it has to be capped at 2 minutes because I really need to go and prepare for my interview. But shout out to everybody. Let me go through the comments while I post the link and see if anybody joins. If not, it's been a great show. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate all the love. Go through a few more comments. Okay, I saw Nelsie's last. Right on with the USA depth. Remember Team Ream at Fulham. He's in MLS, about to USA starting center back at the World Cup at 38. Wow. Fernandez, Bassey, Frederick will walk into US starting lineup. I agree. In fact, if we're being honest, what's his name will walk into? Even Igbo. Even Chibike Waiwo, to be honest. Like, we have to be honest. Wow, Charles says Senegal made over $3.3 million from this last friendly. You see? Meanwhile, how would Nigeria make money when they went to Antalya? Mr. Gusau, look at your mates. I hope you see this. Look. I'm pointing the camera away. Look. Mr. Gusau, do they have two heads? Look at your mates. Country with less than 20 million population. Now, well done. Well done. We should use dual nationality for our 21 teams. Like, Afri, we'll be able to do that when we have the right clouds. Right now, both of these players are playing on our 21 for England. I don't see why they will leave on our 21 for England to come and suffer on our 21 for Nigeria. When they know that you are owing the senior team bonus, is it now the under 23? They will not owe bonus. What I do agree with you is, if, for example, if I was the NFF, I will be doing my best right now to get both of them to come into the Super Eagles cycle. But I would be letting them know that, look, Nigeria has a prestige and heritage of winning the Olympics football in 1996. The next Olympic Games is in Los Angeles, and in the same country where we won the tournaments. There are worlds where you could see a world where you can convince both of them to play. But I wouldn't even focus too much, because big clubs hate when their player has to stay for the Olympics. If you're not an under-23 player that has to stay, because it's not a FIFA mandated competition, your club can block it. If Nwaneri is still at Arsenal, I can't see Arteta letting him go to the Olympics. But one step at a time. Let's even first convince them to change, then we figure it out. Law, I like this comment by Nelsie. The only people that think of America and football are Americans. Great comments. In fact, I won't lie, if not for home advantage, I have a feeling America may not even make it out of the group stage. But we'll see. Afriyu says, even for the African school finals, Uganda is in the final. Uganda! Uganda! And those guys cannot play football. Wow. NFF, useless people. All because Afriyu, someone mentioned a player, two players some weeks ago, but I don't think it was Zadok there. Oh, I didn't remember. I like this Daniel. Me too. I'm excited to watch him, man. Let's see what this guy could do. And I really, really hope he soars. I will, Afriyu. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to see if I can interview and sort that out. And hopefully flights from London to Sweden should not be too bad. He's a winger. Parubo. Parubo. The way they shouted about this Parubo, I had so many. Even me, I was excited for him. I've never seen a striker go to tournaments, not score one goal. This Parubo, went on a 21 cup, play 4-5 games, not score one goal. I was just looking at him, that this guy. Anyway, the good thing about Parubo is that he is now returned back to Lillestrøm in Norway. He was sent on loan last year, but because their season is only just starting, he did play in the opening match over the weekend. The bad news is he only played 1 minute, so they brought him on just to collect match bonus. So we'll keep having a look at how he performs. We know there's a lot of talent there, and I know it's someone that Smith Lai had hopes for. In fact, Smith Lai had gassed him for me before that under 20 World Cup. And when I watched him, I wasn't happy. But we'll keep an eye on how he does Lillestrøm this year, because I know a lot of people had a lot of high expectations from him. But you have to say, when you look at his goal record, even his under 20 record, 1 goal in 10 matches. I'll be honest, that's very smelling. No disrespect. So we'll keep watching, and when he gets better, we'll go back and revisit, because we all had high hopes for him. So we'll see. Da Vinci, one and only. Olu, was there ever a Nigeria player that had us so excited at a young age that ended up disappointing us? Isaac's success and Kelechi Nwakali did not have me close to being this hyped. That's a great question. Iheanacho, let's not lie. Guys, Iheanacho was scoring the winning goal at Old Trafford under Pep Guardiola in his first season. He had already won the under 20 World Cup. And I'll be honest, based on his talent, I thought Iheanacho could become like the highest grades of strikers. But we just know he didn't have the mentality to do the work for it. So Iheanacho comes to mind for sure. I'm trying to think of someone else that we were like, this guy will have it. I'm sure some other ones will come to mind. Some other ones will come to mind. What I do know is in the recent, all I will say now is from the young ones now, if you hear anybody mention Daniel Bame, you slap them. Anyway, that tells you all this Bame, that guy, anyway, that one has ruined his life already. So good luck to him figuring it out. But honestly, I'm struggling to think of one. This excited. Maybe like the Okpabumi time. I remember watching the under 17 World Cup with Femi Okpabumi. We lost to France in the final. They had Cinema Pongo. And then the next year, he was in Nigeria's World Cup squad in 2002. But that's the problem with Nigeria. Even in 2002, they did not call up Ayegbeni. They did not call up Olise. But somehow, Femi Okpabumi and Bartholomew Ogbeche were in the squad. Do you see what I mean about Nigeria anyhowness? Like, we really love being anyhow. Like, it's so impressive. Victor Palusa said, I'll start watching these football clubs. Me too. I'm not even going to cap and tell you that I was trying to watch their games. I knew Ike because of Isaac and the story, but I will watch for Zadok. Private said, do you know Dominion Ohaka? Tell me the info, my brother. Unfortunately, we can't follow everybody. Like, I know there's so many Nigerian players here, but we have to pick and choose. Let me know what happened. Right foot left back. Is he very good? Has he started scoring? Is he doing okay? Is he like expected to really become something? So we can keep an eye on him. And what club does he play for? Thank you so much, Charles, for this plug. Guys, please listen to Charles. Let's get this channel to 12,000 subscribers. I can't believe we're almost at 12,000. This time last year, maybe not 2,000 we get to 3,000. So God will bless you all. We have 48 likes, so that's amazing from 58 people present. I can live with that. Just for our subscriber count, we're on 11,828. So that means we need a total of 172 more subscribers to reach 12K. So shout out to you for that. I appreciate that, Charles. Much love. Nelsie said, let me mistakenly see Pinnick in this America. Bro, he will be there. Samuel, I promise you, he's going to be there. I saw him in Morocco, me and my guy, where we went out for dinner before the semi-final. We pull out from one road in Rabat. We see, who do we see trying to enter one black towel Benz? I was so irritated. But this is not how it should be. If you did your job, if I see a whole former NFL president of Nigeria, somebody doing good things in the football space, my natural reaction should be like, wow, so lovely to meet you, sir. Thank you for all the good stuff you do for our football. Thank you for all the kind words and for really platforming our football team well. But when you see how useless people are and how arrogant they are in person, and I don't know if they think everybody's trying to scrounge and ask them for shit. I love that I don't need anything from them. Honestly, it makes me so happy because I'm not going to ever ask them for shit. But honestly, me and this Pinnick guy, especially outside Nigeria, I wish I was lying, but I could actually throw a punch. I'm telling you. John, you're right. We must start preparing for the next World Cup now. Now. Don't worry. One of the videos I have prepared for you, I have a whole database of Nigerian players. In fact, in the database, I know what their age is going to be by the time the 2030 World Cup starts. So I will do a video probably after the World Cup, just looking towards 2030. And trust me, all I will say is Nigeria, we should not panic as much as we think, at least when it comes to talent pool wise. Both dual nationals and Nigerians, we have players. But one thing we must panic about, and we already see right now, is our lack of creativity. This is why these Nwaneris, Rio Gomuas, anybody that has a creative bone in their body, Fransueka, Bukum, those are the ones who need to go and beg. Kayode will be nice, but it's not essential. Any defender now that Shakara's Nigeria, it will be nice, but it's not essential. You are doing yourself. Defensive destroyer midfielder, we're okay as well. We have plenty. Anthony Dennis, David Moses, Akinsomiro, then plenty. Even all these Hamzat, Alassane Yusuf that are wasting their career in MLS, we have. But you see that number 10, even if Lookman is 32 and will still be able to do work in the next AFCON, next World Cup, we're still not sure how Christantus Uche is about to develop. We're still not sure about where FDB's final position will settle as, whether it's through the middle or through the right wing. So, but that creative number 10, that Bruno Fernandes type player, you see how we struggle with creativity once Iwobi is not there. We need to sort that one out for sure. So let's see how things shake out. And then we'll take it. Salim Fago at the moment is injured, but to be fair to Salim Fago, he made the move to Victoria Pilsen. So he actually career-wise thinking about himself. In fact, there's a world where I think Salim Fago could be a very, 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 very good player in the next 4 years. Now, the one we must never hear again is Usman Mohammed. After collecting bonus for no reason, apart from the fact that one stupid Azaman put a slot in there for someone we have never heard of before after. And yet again, there's no consequence. So the coach could not say anything. I saw the Usman Mohammed there carrying himself all over Morocco. To be fair, he was a nice guy. He went to get a picture of Okwe. But the matter is, he did not deserve to be there. So, big shame. Osimhen. Actually, you're right. Osimhen. Maybe since Osimhen. Because Osimhen, 2015 World Cup, we all knew what we saw. In fact, I was feeling very sad when the move did not work out at Wolfsburg. Because I was like, how could we have another great player that did not make the age grade? Remember Santos, Macaulay. Nigeria, nobody today will they get proper super strikers under 17 who don't end up figuring it out. But once I started hearing about Shalewa, and most importantly, once he made the move to Leo, I was watching all the games. So you're right. Osimhen. Thanks, guys, for the shout. Osimhen. Christian Macaulay also, you're right. Taiwo said, watch out for Shola Ogundano. If Taiwo said I should check player, I go check him. Shola Ogundano, Efeagama of Cadiz. Taiwo, can you do me a favor, please, if you don't mind, if it's not too much work? All these names that you've never heard me mention on here that you think I could reach that real talent level, can you just send me their names and their clubs to my email, olu@nigeriafootballwiki.com, please? Thank you so much. Daniel, much love. Thanks for joining. Pray for Liverpool. Oh, bro. Slaughter has finished these guys, man. Good, so good to have you, bro. Thank you. Oaxaca played a friendly for Nigeria under Pesero back then. Who's Oaxaca? Exactly. Qualifier starts to Hammarby in Sweden. Okay, played that friendly against Costa Rica. That one that they carried our players to go and disgrace us 4-0 because Pinnick and Co wanted to go to America. They now carried Noah Bali and all the bench boys. I will never forgive them for that nonsense. Meanwhile, it affected our world ranking. Anyway, let's wrap up. Kayode will end up being scapegoated for Italy. If I'm Kayode, I'll play for Nigeria personally, but to each their own. Have you heard of Victor Letu? Yeah. Wasn't he the one that was at AC Milan? He's on my list, but his progression has slowed down massively, man. Let's see what happened. We can't miss the next World Football. We cannot. Mubarak Suleiman, United fan. Mubarak Suleiman is already known now. We even track him every week for Slavia Prague. I think that's why I said be excited. So when it comes to number 10, 2030 World Cup, we could literally have Sani Suleiman, Mubarak Suleiman. No, Sani Suleiman, Mubarak Suleiman, and Zadok Yohanna. No problem. Let the North now be helping us with our balls, seriously. And Osimhen can stay in front of them. I think that'll be interesting. Eric Ten Hag and Slot, I've seen this before as well. Man U fans suffered more. We dirty suffer more. Man U, after all the winning you did, people are not serious. You never see suffering before. People win. How many titles I saw people win while I was growing up? You're just getting started, Man United. Buckle up. It's only been 13 years since your last title that you needed Van Persie to score. Arsenal, just reset this drought for me. So you're telling me Chelsea will be on 9-year droughts? So 1 year to celebrate a decade, fantastic. Premier League drought. Who again? Man U, 2013. This year, 13 years, fantastic. Who again? Okay, no drought for Liverpool. Tottenham now is everlasting drought, 70 years, if not. Samuel, my brother, thank you so much for this super channel, my bro. For this super chat. Thank you so much, my brother. May God continue to bless you, bro. He says you need your Nigeria Football Weekly Cash app. Ooh, I do have an American account for the business now. That would be amazing. NFW Cash App and business accounts. Yeah, guys, we're trying to professionalize. I'm just about to speak to an accountant for the business and stuff. So we're getting everything professionalized and all of that, registered business. This is amazing, man. Thank you so much, man. It's Nelzy. And you're right, YouTube, they take 30% out of every super chat, which is all right for now. But I thank you so much, Samuel, man. God will bless you. And thanks for this idea. I'll figure out something if anybody ever wants to help with funding for things like that. But knowing the way Nigeria is right now, let me see the balance once I start my full-time job again. Because I still want to get down to the WAFCON knockout stages if I can. And then, of course, next year we must get to the World Cup and also the men's AFCON. So by God's grace, God will continue to bless all of us and allow this channel grow. In fact, left to me, if I can get a proper good sponsor that could sponsor the channel every month, that alleviates a lot of pressure on my hands, because you guys can't imagine the running costs of running this. It looks like I'm just talking, but every software you see, everything is paid for. Both the YouTube, the StreamYard, overlay, everything is paid for, So it's quite interesting to see how it goes. But I appreciate you, Samuel, man. God bless you. Much love always. I'm telling you, the game against Croatia, Lord. Yeah, that show. No, he watched us that time. Oh, I love these Mubarak shots, man. Guys, watch Mubarak Suleiman. He's also playing quite a lot of games for them as well, which is good to see. Amazing. What about Rio Ungomoa? Charles, he has not mentioned Nigeria, but I do know after we lost to Morocco, he was in Calvin Bassey's comments giving him love emojis. So I know him and his family watched the AFCON semi-final. I'm sure of that. So I'm sure if we speak to him, he will speak to us. And he should not be deceived by, England, once you're a new shiny toy, they'll make it seem like they love you like that. But eventually you realize that I saw Hesse. So let's see what he ends up doing anyway. When Nigeria carry World Cup, amen. I hope it happens in my lifetime. I think it's possible. But we just need to be serious. We definitely have the best chance from Africa because we have one of the few things that you cannot prepare for or competently have. Big population. No matter what Morocco and Senegal do between now and the day the world ends, their talent pool will never be like Nigeria's just because our population is significantly more than theirs. As I keep reminding you people, 1 in every 6 black human beings on earth is from Nigeria. 1 in 6. Go and check it if you think I'm lying. So if we can harness our intangibles, which you need, and then do the right things, which is as Azame refused to do, my brother, I don't think it's as far-fetched for us to win the World Cup, I'm telling you. Exactly. Everton, Villa, and Sunderland. Thanks for reminding them. Especially the Chelsea fans in Nigeria. Chelsea fans in Nigeria like to act like first division titles prior to 1993 do not count because of how it makes them look. But it's like when Liverpool say they have 21 titles and Man U have 20. Do you think all 21 Liverpool titles were Premier League? Only 2 were Premier League. And then you talk about the heritage and history of your club. But it's all based on the heroes past. So I find that thing so funny when they do the whole just Premier League. Thank you for that. Brian, where's Brian from? I did hear Oyibo voice in you. Maybe Brian is new here. Yeah, I live in London. I was born here. I've lived there half my life. No matter what, you're always going to have a twang. But I'm very Nigerian for sure. And the podcast always comes to you live from London. Except mentioned. I don't have any qualms about saying where I am or what I'm doing. But yeah, thanks for being on here. Appreciate you, my guy. Man U fans suffered more in the 70s and 80s by Arsenal. Yeah, because you were shit. Whose fault is that? Also, by the late 80s, United started becoming good anyway. And also, that's cap. A lot of fans have suffered. Chelsea fans were suffering throughout these times. Man City fans were in the 3rd division. Do you get what I'm saying? Charles, this is why I say, when you're ready, Charles, send me this dossier. If we need to make 4-year plan of how we're going to tackle them, PR plan, 2030 World Cup, stadiums, everything, we need to call them to court. Call them to court. Call them to court. Since the guys keep commenting, let me get Shane on for 2 minutes, then I'll do the last comments and we'll end the show. Because if not, I'll keep going through comments. All right, Shehu. What's up, bro? Oh,
What's up,
nice
man? How you doing today? How
haircut.
you
Nice
doing today?
haircut. Looking good. Looking good. Fresh.
And first of all, I want to big shout out to you on the good job you are doing. I appreciate so much. But my
Thank you so
brother,
much, my brother.
your time and energy. Easy.
It's not.
You understand. Let's not talk football. About your NFF, I think I'm tired of complaining, man. I'm tired of complaining.
I'm telling you.
Because they will not change. They will not change, and they will not change. And government are not doing anything good. Woman not showing interest. They left the ball with the joker. So just one day go the airport and take them away. That's about
Honestly.
that. Talking about uh, uh, the players, I think the best thing that they must play for the call. If Morocco can get player from other countries play for them, let's have a good leagues. Who's Nigeria? So that's just what's going now. And all those players are they can make us better. This is the one every Lugumai, let's do all the check. They make us check. That for you can be in Germany. Better for no matter. So for Kayode, I know I will just multiply. They could go and see what happened to Mosi now. They're calling me now for missing goal. So that's about it. Not talking about the UK football. Arsenal. My name is Kingmaker. I win this weekend, win the league automatically. So you know, so now. So
Say that again. If we
I
win
want to
this
how to
weekend,
begin
we
with
win
them.
the
I have the time to finish. If I win this weekend, yeah, the winner of the Premier League. Say you know that.
We know now. If you win, if Chelsea
Say
win,
you know.
Arsenal have won.
So
If I don't even need you to win. If Arsenal win,
so
if you now win, you add to my sureness. So thank you.
so I want to what of my selfish interest. I want to be just win that game. And then but after the Madeleine, that was not done. Final five go. And all these players, the all young stars. This I want they want to get on the 19 on the 23 football they want that's the family. But then 2030 World Cup to be successful, get on the 23 ready. Congo have on the 23 all the brown and they are born in this class, so get them ready. All the Joanna Guma, you might get on the 3.
They should
That
be
what they
doing
do. That
things.
what they do. That's what, yes, they play with them. They play on team. They not play five. And this team in the cup, they play in the cup. At least that was play in that tournament.
I agree.
The all the Mubarak. There's going to give us the MPF player. So thank you very much, my brother. Want to see you on Monday. Bless you, bro.
One more thing, show my bro. Prediction, Chelsea City
Okay, I
prediction.
did.
Give me your Chelsea City score prediction. Yes, you have to say it on camera.
You.
Come on, come on, come
Okay,
on.
okay,
Shea was always
okay,
demanding
okay,
to come
okay,
on. So, bro, come on.
okay. At the Celtics fan, I think 1-1 draw.
Okay, I'll
But
take that. That'll make me
based on
very happy.
50, based on based on 50 form, if Chelsea continue first, that game is all over.
It's all over. I agree. I agree. But I'm gonna hold on to that 1-1, Shea. I appreciate you always, my brother, man. God bless you.
I really
And also, you have a
one
nice
love, one
haircut.
love, one love, one love.
It's a very nice haircut, by the way. Shout out to your barber.
Thank you, thank you,
Nice to see you,
thank
my
you,
brother.
one
Much
love.
love. All right, guys, let's end the show. Let me go through a few more comments and then we can go home. Da Vinci. Da Vinci. In fact, one of my show ideas in the future could be Da Vinci hot take show. Like every comment you drop is like a great debate topic. Da Vinci comments reaction show. All right, let me go through this one quickly. Our players are great, but Olu, how many players can you name that could be running for African Player of the Year besides Lookman and VO9 in the next 5 years? Davichi, that's a great question because in football, sometimes you just never know when a player is going to explode or who is going to explode. But that's a lovely question. You can never fully say. If I look at our strongest XI right now, obviously African Footballer of the Year will not be a defender unless you're a fullback. So I'm looking forward to Fernandez going to a big club, though. I keep hearing that. Frederick. But African Footballer of the Year. I mean, you never underrate guys like someone like Akwa Adams. If Akwa Adams plays for a better club and can score 20 goals in a season for a good side, we already know that it's automatic when it comes to Nigeria. You know, it all just depends on how things fall in your lap. But of course, you have to say that you will probably bet your horses more on like those playing for the big clubs. So like Sani Suleiman, I can't tell you right now how good he is. But I know for a fact that for Leipzig to have signed him at age 19, there must be a lot of massive talent there. When I watched him at the Under-20 World Cup, he looked okay to me, but I'm not a scout. Sometimes I can't see potential as well as others. But he looked like a pretty decent player to me. But you have to admit that while playing in that poor squad, maybe that also affected the way he looked, you know. But if Leipzig are signing you at 19, you may end up taking Yan Diomande's position next year because I'm sure they're going to sell Diomande to Man United for like 100 million, you know. And then all of a sudden he has 1 or 2 good seasons. And by 2027, he's the best thing since sliced bread in Africa. So it's interesting to see how that shakes out. Yohanna, let's watch a few more games. But the way people are talking, it's like something can happen. But apart from these fringe players that we're learning about, if I look at our squad, who do I have faith in? I think you're still right. Osimhen and Lookman. I think if Iwobi was doing all these things he was doing at Fulham this season, but rather than playing for Fulham, imagine if he was playing for Arsenal, where he could win these trophies now, finish third in AFCON. Iwobi would have been a front runner based on how he's performing, in my humble opinion. But yeah, right. Apart from Osimhen and Lookman, because you just need people that are established. But if I was to bet on potential, I would say Zadok for sure. I don't think Tella would reach the heights to be African Footballer of the Year. Maybe Bamdele Yusuf, but I haven't seen enough. But Zadok, let's see. Zadok for now. Another person with the potential, if we're being honest. Mubarak Suleiman also at Slavia Prague because he's a number 10. And he's pretty good. You know, very young, so things may get better. But this one is a bit of a left field suggestion from me. But there's a world where if Victor Boniface can resurrect his career, we know he definitely had the talent to be African Footballer of the Year, for sure. You know, unbeaten league season, over 20 goals scored. Patrick Schick was warming that bench well. So if Boniface can really, really recover from his injury and get really serious about his career, Boniface is a perfect example of, shout out to the community member who spoke about mental health earlier. I really hope Boniface has good people around him, and I hope he has a therapist and he's speaking to the right people. Because all that, let me throw everything as jokes or bang, joke. But within the jokes, you see him write things like, if people are paying for so long, you need to talk to somebody. And this is me just speculating. No, please don't go and send this to Boniface and say I said there's something wrong with him. But I think it would do him wonders to speak to somebody. Because the fall from grace was a bit too extreme. And for your club to have wanted to get rid of you, to loan you back to Werder Bremen that quickly, a year after you've won the league title unbeaten, something is wrong somewhere. But I really hope he can figure it out because talent-wise, even when we talk about this second striker stuff, if Boniface can learn how to press and use his physique well, I'm not sure we have a better potential second striker for him. Boniface has the skills to play as his proper second striker. He can pass, he can assist, he's very tricky. He's very tricky with the ball. Good header on him. And technique-wise, you could even argue Boniface might be our best player technique-wise, apart from Iwobi. So there's a world where I still have some hope on Boniface and what he could do for his career. And I'm hoping he can figure things out. So let's see what happens there. Great question as always. Charles says, I don't want Rio turning into an Olise of us missing him. I agree, my bro. Charles says, Olu, have you seen Morocco have recruited about 6 talents in the international window? Yes, now. In fact, where's that FIFA association map I was gonna show you? As I saw Okonkwo stuff, you can even see all the Moroccans that have just changed again. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, they got another guy to move from Belgium, Saif Edin Lazar. Trust me, this portal, every 10 names you see, 3 will be Morocco. Match alone, Ryan Bonida from Belgium. Then they grabbed another 3 straight from the Netherlands. Benjamin Kaderi, Ayu Douargi, Walid Aguli. And I'm sure these guys were born and raised in Belgium, in Netherlands. In fact, I'm sure a lot of these talents will be respected for where they can go next. In fact, Morocco do not beg Netherlands and Belgium-based players again. I'm sure the Belgian and Dutch federations hate Morocco with a passion. They just carry them. In fact, as Charles was saying, this last international window, from Netherlands alone, Morocco carried 5 players. Then they carried another one from Belgium. Just this window. Then they carried Issa Diop from France too. They carried another one from Belgium. Hey, if you like, don't be walking. Mind you, this is a country that has already won the Under-20 World Cup. Went to the last semi-final of the last World Cup. Went to the final of AFCON. That means they already have so much talent, but yet they still had 6 players decide to come and represent Morocco just this international window ahead of the World Cup. If you like, let's keep deceiving ourselves that we don't see the link of how good preparation and a good federation leads to better performances for your team and ease of access. Do you not think that there's a world we can reach to one day where we're not begging? If Senegal could get Ibrahim Mbaye to come and play for Senegal at age 17, that's basically the equivalent of Arsenal telling one Eric come in now. And look how far away it seems compared to Mbaye coming to play for Senegal. So let the ones that want to entertain mediocrity, not Misha, but that was a great comment, Charles. Thank you. United fans says it's always a good sign when foreign-born players put their full Nigerian names to their social media profiles. Rio has his full name on IG. Okay, that's good. What's his Nigerian name, Seth? Law United fan. After all the years of success you had, say when you return, let everybody get some too. Average. I wouldn't say you were average. You were building. You were not fantastic. Yes, until you won. But Fergie started doing things. Yes, in the 70s, you got relegated once, so that's fine. So I agree with you on that one. But Man U is the last club that should ever look for sympathy. When you're bullying everybody, you don't know. Do you know the first day I had a migraine in my life when I was 10 years old? Do you know why? 2 games to go. Arsenal and Man United were going for the title 2003. That year that Henry scored his famous 24 goals and 20 assists. Second to the last game of the season, Arsenal played Leeds United at Highbury. I watched the match in my neighbor's house. They had DSTV. Leeds beat us 3-2. Ian Hart's. I don't know if you guys remember Ian Hart's for the older ones. Olivier Dacour, that Leeds team. Mark Viduka. Leeds United beat us 3-2. And that was how we threw away the title. The first thing that happened to me once I got back to my house, I had a migraine, 10 years old. That was the first time my head has ever hurt like that. And it was Man United. And you are telling us, you don't go better. But bro, better chill. Just get started, baby. You too, maybe you go on 22-year droughts like Man United before Ferguson's time. Why is Eric Shell leaves? We don't have a Nigerian manager. I feel let's not think about negative stuff for now. For now, Eric Shell is in charge and he's under contract. And as far as we can see, that will remain the case for now. So amazingly, that will be the case. I've heard that Calabar is an amazing place to watch football as well. In fact, I know about the 1999 tournament and how Calabar was one of the places that could pull a lot of big crowds for us. Apparently, like Calabar can pull probably double or triple the crowd of Uyo. I don't know how true that is, but it's so sad. How can we not have stadium in all these places again? I'd love to go to Calabar. It's a place I've heard so many amazing things about. Just to even know what parts of Nigeria I like. Because I've only been to the east once. I went to Port Harcourt. If you call Port Harcourt the east, I went to Port Harcourt 2 years ago. And I loved it so much. I tried fisherman soup for the first time. I couldn't believe the price of the drinks in the club compared to Lagos. I could see why everybody thinks I'm from the East too, because everybody there was just yellow. And I noticed that if you think they have church billboards in Lagos, go to Port Harcourt and the East. Now the churches reign in terms of being able to afford the advertising space. So shout out to Calabar, my brother. We must be great again in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. Charles said that's the importance of the youth team doing well in youth competitions. Exactly. And if you do well at youth level, it even makes it easier for you to not have to beg anybody. Can you imagine if our under 20 team was losing in the final? Can you imagine what the pitch would be like to those players? It would be so easy. But it is what it is, man. United fans said Benjamin Frederick can win it. Yeah, Frederick can definitely win it. I just said because he's a center back. You know, it's very unlikely center backs or fullbacks win it. In fact, Hakimi is the only fullback I can think of that's won African Footballer of the Year. And even that one, the circumstances had to work in his favor. And they won the Champions League. So that's what I mean. But Frederick has the highest ceiling of all of our talented players, except maybe Zodak. And Frederick has already played 7 times for Nigeria and was the best player on the pitch. So that's a lot. I totally agree with you, Taiwo. But it needs to be in a better team. Like I said, I saw this guy score like 9 goals in his first 15 games from Montpellier before they decide to become totally useless. And then when you watch the way Sevilla team play, while he can improve on a lot of things for sure, he's not being platformed. I would even say that Nigeria, if you watch a Nigerian match, we create more chance for Akwa Adams than Sevilla. And we don't even create that many chances for him all the time. So it is what it is. But we keep moving, man. Don't worry. Our time to play Ghana will come. I'm sure it will happen. But honestly, they just keep developing because this one now that we have missed back-to-back World Cups into Ghana and South Africa. I can't believe how the NFF have allowed our enemies to laugh at us. And then they want to stay in the job. Is that not madness? Is that not madness? I wanted to say Moffi. No, not Moffi. Boniface for sure. Like the guy is bloody skillful. I'll be honest, I free you. Ghana cannot afford Regagui, man. Have they decided with this? I heard Joachim Love has already come out to say that it was fake news. Ghana too, they're almost like Nigeria. They have a lot of journalists that spread fake news. But guess what the difference in Nigeria and Ghana is? At least Ghana have a sports broadcaster. Joy TV. You always see it. Joy Sports TV. Nigeria has no national broadcaster. And don't tell me Brila FM. That's radio. And those ones that you say are giving Shea Odiko award. I mean an actual broadcaster like TV. Even when our players, when we're watching anything to do with the Premier League, is the Premier League basic feed they send everybody now from London. So we need to create our own sports multimedia empire. That's how you hold people to account. Can you imagine if Arise News or channels do not exist? Look at how lawless Nigeria is. Can you imagine if there was no news? It will be even more lawless. So that's what's happening with our football. We need a dedicated sports, like credible channel that's holding people to account every day. And then the NFF will now realize that those channels are the voice of reason. And they must come to pander to us. Because if not, the public will finish them. That's what we need to get to. For now, there's too much shielding. Step Money, good to see you, my brother. I hope you're well. 3.5 hours, Zulu now for you. Yeah, too much. The change will always be on. Thank you, Brian. It will always be there. Always. If it's not on that page, ignore the fake news they tell you. Nelzy, Pig Barclays, man. Viduka, Pig Barclays. Step Money said, if Super Eagles go Calabar, woman go distract them. No problem. Sometimes let them even relax their nerves. You can play Kama. I've heard about this Calabar fine women. Amazing. Myself, I won't go Calabar, I beg. You see, they're crazy about football and they also have beautiful women. Sign me up, man. When am I coming to visit? Thomas Okonkwo, thank you for clarifying my ignorance, Step Money. Thank you so much. Was that for Okonkwo? That sounds DR Congo or Cameroonian, I'm assuming. Ghana is worse. Even Togo were broadcasting their match on their channel on YouTube against Niger. I'm telling you, you can tell Ghana, you can see why they're very incompetent. People that were trying to stroll to World Cup until they saw how their manager performed against Germany and Austria. All of a sudden, they now realize that they should give him, they should sack him 2 months to World Cup. We'll be there to watch that World Cup. I promise you, man. It's still the World Cup. Anyway, guys, let's wrap up. 3.5 hours. Been an absolute pleasure. Like I want to say, thanks again for all the engagements, community. I do not take it for granted. Thank you to everybody that's liked this episode. Thanks to the entire community for all the conversation and Sean for coming on as well. I appreciate you guys all. Please remember, we'll do the Monday night live stream on Monday after the Zadok match. I will be starting my new job on Tuesday. So I will clarify. We'll definitely do a live stream next week, Thursday. But I will clarify any changes to the scheduling as soon as possible. But whatever happens, our 8 p.m. Monday slot will not change no matter what. So don't worry about that. But I want to say massive love for the love. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys are incredible. Thank you for all the support, even just the well wishes, birthday, career-wise. Like I said, this is my side project, but it still costs money and we try and do what we have to do. But I'm passionate about Nigeria, as you guys are all passionate about Nigeria. I choose football and music as the mediums to carry on my head, because if not, you lose your mind if you have to worry about all things about Nigeria, especially if you live outside Nigeria, you know. But I want to say just a big thank you for making this community what it is and what it means to me. Because of you guys, all these kind of opportunities coming the way here or there. And I'm glad that we're beginning to be looked at as like a credible media channel that speaks truth to power, especially when it comes to football. So we'll continue to bring all the information. Enjoy all the football and the Premier League football, guys. Of course, if you're a fellow Arsenal fan like me, good luck on Saturday. I'll see you at the game. And our ops, good luck to your teams. I am really, really looking forward to the review. And you see me, I show up good or bad. If Arsenal lose, I'll still be here. So excited for the weekend football. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much, guys. And peace out. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode. Lord, I forgot to get out to start. I free you, such a hater. God bless you guys. Have a good evening, people. Much love.